Here we go. So welcome to episode 9 of the OurTeam podcast. We're back with another huge guest, the first ever returning guest. We've got DBG on the show this week, and we're going to catch up on all the week's news in MyTeam and everything else. As always, guys, please drop a sub, a like, a comment. All of these things help us. It helps the channel grow. It helps us know that you're engaged, and it helps us keep going. We appreciate anyone who's subbed so far. But yeah, we're going to have an amazing episode this week. Let's kick things off. We've got Josh and Jakel as always. Jakel, I only have one question for you. How much did you rage at my last video?
I enjoyed that video. I also want to start this new thing, guys. Like when we're watching Jaz's video, especially those ones that get you going. Comment as you watch. It's hilarious, you know. Have a reaction to everything that he says to each thing, because yeah, that's what I was doing anyway. You know, I heard somebody was the first Steph Curry, and my man's hits 1-3 in the season per game. So somebody tried to come at me talking about percentages and stuff. I don't care if you only shoot 1-3 a game. I don't.
Just so you know, I said Freddie Brown taught Steph Curry everything he knows. It's actually a comment. The video I put together was like the 10 most famous players in NBA history, and it was basically just a bunch of nobodies from the 60s. And Jakel lost his damn mind in the comments. Literally, left 50 comments going, "This is an outrage." Josh, what have you been up to this week, man?
Showtime, yo. Y'all, how y'all doing, man? You know what I'm saying? I've just been grinding the game. I just did some David Robinson gameplay, and damn, I'm mad, but I'm happy at the same time. I got to use him, but I know what I got to do, and it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty, man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not gonna be pretty. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with Jakel. Comment on Jazz's videos as you go, because it's progressively as I watched the video, it got funnier and funnier, and it was to the point where Toxic Jazz came out. I need to put hashtag Toxic Jazz or hashtag Bring Toxic Jazz, because it is the funniest thing ever. What I want to hear is next time I want Jazz to have it where we can hear what the guy is saying, because I just hear Jazz talking. I'm like, I wonder what to do to say to him right now.
He was telling me I got bailed. I told him to go play Candy Crush. That's basically how it played out.
he said play Tetris. Oh my God, when he said that, I lost it. I was like, no way. He's on 2K telling dudes to play Tetris.
Yeah, I do the baddest things when people get toxic. I do the baddest things. There was one. I literally went through a phase of about a week where I just started reading recipes to people on the and every time they spoke, I'm like, if you don't focus, you're gonna burn your food, dude. Every time. Cool. We always start with a question, guys. So please leave a comment. As I said, guys, we'll pick it up. We'll discuss it next week. This comment was brilliant, to be honest, because we've been discussing Unlimited and how to fix it and all these different things, the reward, the gameplay, all of this. This is probably the best idea I've heard for a very, very long time. So it was from Red Wombat. What an amazing name that is. He basically said we should have one card in Unlimited that evos as you go up the tiers, right? So let's say it was Cedric Maxwell. You get a silver when you pass silver tier, then when you pass gold, he becomes a gold card, and so on and so on and so on. So if you get to pink diamond, you've got a pink diamond version of him, and then you get the opal version of him at the end. What do you guys think? I think that's a genius idea.
So with that, does it mean you have to play with him in your lineup to evo him, or it's a guaranteed evo as you go through the tiers?
I don't think you have to play with him. I don't think that was part of the comment, but
okay.
I mean, yeah, I doubt that many people will be running a silver card.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's a cool idea. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of changes the badge of honor a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, changes it up. It'd be nice to just get a change, man. I feel like they could easily change something like that.
It's you determine how good your card is going to be by how many games you can win. So that's actually pretty good. It's rewarding for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, if you clock the pink diamond tier, it's still quite a big achievement, right? Especially in this game and the way the gameplay is. I mean, you really have nothing to kind of show for it or prove, right, that you did that at any point. As soon as the season's over, unless you have the Galaxy Opal rewards, there's nothing to suggest what level of success you had, right? Whether you basically got silver tier or you got to pink diamond. So having that progression means that if someone shows they've got that pink diamond version, at least it shows that they got to the Galaxy Opal tier and had some success. I think it's a great idea.
That is a cool idea.
Good idea.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah. Speaking of Unlimited, guys, so this week I've played 13 Unlimited games, and I've lost 5 out of those 13, which is the worst record I've ever had over 13 games. But those 13 games all had one thing in common, which was I played a 12-0 reward in every single one of those games. Right? So if you look at the last 2 gameplays I did, you saw Kevin McHale on both those lineups. I either played Cedric, Mikhail, or both. Guys, has the matchmaking changed?
Hashtag Comp Jazz exposed? ?
Nah, I don't think so, because I've played like 6 games since then as well, and I've literally just ran into scrubs, so like real bad teams.
I mean, there was literally one point, I don't know, it was like the 10th or 11th game, but I was literally getting annoyed because I was trying to do the Rockets XP where you had to get 10 points. So I chucked Diamond Harden into my team, like overall glitched to like an 84 or something. And I still ran into a 95 overall with Kevin McHale.
Oh, that's dead. That over glitching is dead. They're out there. All the dudes is out there, man. Sweats, they're out. And I think what it is too, like since it's post 250, a lot of sweats are dropping the tips, so everybody's a baby sweat now. And these baby sweats are gonna turn to super sweats next year. So I just think
you just think the entire community has the rewards now?
No, I just think the population of sweats is growing. Like a lot of tryhards is coming out the shadows. So
yeah,
I'd say there's probably just a lot more people who've done the 12-0 this year, like finished it. I think there is more. I think there's more people capable of sweating on this game.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you've ran into. You probably ran into you caught the wrong train at the wrong night.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, this is over the space of like a week, those games. I mean, it's almost expected now that when I load in, I see that. But I don't know, there's been a lot of talk about skill-based matchmaking for the last month or two. Not since, the update we had a few days ago. The update before that conversation started where the competition level was changed, and I think the matchmaking has changed. I do feel it has changed. Like, I've never loaded up an 84 overall and got matched up with anything over an 88. To run into a 95 12-0 reward when I'm literally trying to avoid a 12-0 reward just doesn't.
I hope it is.
I don't know. When I got Mikhail, like that's like the last time I could remember like intentionally like sweating for like a good 2-3 days to get that card. I didn't run into him that much. I probably ran into him like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. So I think it's a settings thing. Like a lot of people are like capable because like the burst is playing offense in this game is easy. You burst, you run to a screen, you're open like every time. If you know like basic offense, but defense is like what's setting people apart. And I feel like since I think Isaac dropped the video on defensive settings, I believe Ty is gonna drop one soon. Yeah. So like I just feel like there's gonna be more people trying a little bit more harder or like being like a little bit more.
I hope they do add this the whole tier. Like I hope skill. It should be in what tier you're in as where you play. You know what I mean? You should only play people in Galaxy Opal if you're in Galaxy Opal. That would be awesome.
That's kind of hard question though. That's hard question.
I mean, this is the thing though, right? This is kind of the point. Like gameplay aside, right? I totally agree that people have got better at the game. There's no two ways about it. Like any game you load into now is just slightly tougher than it was 2 months ago. But like I legitimately this week haven't played anyone that clearly isn't outside of Galaxy Opal tier.
Yeah.
Like it's
which could be a thing. That'd be cool, bro. Because that's how it should be. It should like you should be earning it by playing actual people who are going for it too. Like that's how it should be. Like if you can't do it, then you can't do it. That's just how it is. There shouldn't be. Oh, I went on a 12-0 run because I played 12 guys who aren't even in Amethyst League. You know what I mean? Like that just doesn't really make sense.
It's the other way around as well. I remember like I think it was like it was the second season. In the Sapphire tier, I played Patrick Ewing, and I was like, "What? Like, why am I running into this card like now?" That was really tough.
Better early.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Yeah, I beat him. I think as well. I don't think he was that good. I don't know what was going on. Guys, let's talk about 250K because it basically happened, an hour after we recorded the last podcast, so we haven't spoken about it yet. What an amazing final that was! I mean, it was perfect.
That was lit. I was about to lose my shit watching that, like watching him, that first game, literally the best defender in the world, and my man's missed 2 shots or 3 shots.
Yeah, he shot 89.
Like that was like to me,
chicken man.
He was chicken man, bro. But that was mostly the difficulty. That's what I was trying to say. Like you could really lose, and the man's only missed like 6 shots in 2 games. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Yeah. And it's just lucky that Ty's defense was on. Finally splashed out of missing some whites.
But you can see the adjustments made. Like Ty, you just notice that Splash's shooting got progressively worse throughout the series, which is something I did see happening. Like I said, if Ty loses the first game, there's no way he's losing the next two. Like he's gonna be able to adjust. Like he's gonna see, like, all right, I know what I didn't do good here on defense. He's gonna make that adjustment. It was a great series, man. Great series.
It was just such a heavy confidence swing, wasn't it? Like Splash came out super confident. He won the game, and then like halfway through the second game, the confidence switched, didn't it? You could see Splash getting frustrated.
He was letting the game get to him. He was letting the game
his controller. Ty put his headband on and transformed into that superhero mode.
Oh yeah, as soon as that headband come on, it was over.
It was over, man.
He said, he's the biggest. Yeah, he's the biggest superstition guy, and DBG even said that during the live stream. And hey, it's true. As soon as he put that bad boy on, that man was there. What in the world?
It was something in him that clicked, just like up here.
But hey, how close was that game too? Like we can't just act like Ty just absolutely crushed.
Oh no, he won by like
adjustments.
Right?
That game too was he almost still lost. So like it was like a
there was a.
It was what we expected, bro. It was what we expected. It went game 3 like we deserved, and bro, it was
Like when we say he almost lost, don't even take it with a grain of salt, because there was a play Ben Simmons literally got the steal, and I'm not gonna lie, that probably should have been his ball. But Lonzo picked it back up, and they was able to close it out. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a mental thing. We said that when we had him on, and it's just being able to stay composed as the game. There's gonna be points in the game where it's just like it's nonsense. But if you can't stay composed to it, you're gonna take yourself out the game. And I feel like that's what Splash did. But it was a great series, though. Best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke to Ty about this when he came on, right? It's crazy to think he turned 21, didn't he?
Yeah.
The next day, that guy's composure under pressure is it's unmatched. It's just unmatched. Yeah, it was a brilliant final. It was perfect. I think like anyone would have, if someone had predicted, they probably would have said 2-1, right? Either way.
Yeah.
I think the majority would have said Ty, and I think it just played out perfectly. Let's talk about, because DBG is going to be on later. The promo he did for that final, I mean, he streamed it, right? And he beat 2K in views on the live stream.
Yeah. That's not surprising.
And they pulled out all the stops. They had, NBA players, HDB, I think, was on with them as well. And then they kind of really went after this announcement, right? They kind of posted it the day before. We're going to have this huge announcement, like during the 250K. And it still didn't draw any views. Like people have turned off 2K entirely.
Because they have bots too. Yeah, they have bots in their streams. They pay for bots. Yeah.
Right.
It's literally a known fact that they pay for bots.
That's tough. That is tough. All right. Well, the announcement they made was lock-in coaches, which wasn't the most groundbreaking lock-in ever.
Oh my god.
They should have just made those cards in packs if they're gonna do that, like at least or something. Like at least just make money off of it, bro.
Or just give it to something, like give it to people, bro. Why not? What, like the cards are already almost 99. I just don't see the point.
Yeah, it's the worst time ever. Like if they released these,
season 3
ago,
season 3. Oh man,
it would have been really impactful. You would have taken your Sapphire Chris Middleton, and he would have been at least a diamond, right? With that, like
literally.
What? Like why now? Why?
I just don't know what they're up to. Like, instead of attributes too, I reckon it should have been, if you choose those coaches that does your badges, I reckon that would have been cool.
Yeah, there was a rumor going around, wasn't there? I think Mike Stuffer, or whatever his name is, was in DBG's stream, which I found quite funny as well, considering the 2K stream was live. But yeah, he was saying it's nonsense that they don't get a badge boost. But yeah, I mean, it's just another example of them being entirely tone deaf in it. Like, this is not the time to be dropping those coaches. Like, you're literally a month away from 99 everything cards. Like,
they're not connected. Yeah, they can't be very connected to us because who asked for that?
Doesn't it make you think though, like the possibility of getting more coaches next year, like historic coaches, like instead of just these? It's because there's so many bronze coaches in the NBA right now. So it kind of just makes me think, like, what if we get some historic coaches?
If that's what we're getting next year and that's one of the big changes, I ain't for that. That ain't what I'm wanting for 2K22. Let's not be getting excited about Phil Jackson.
10 plus boosts.
I don't care about that.
Oh,
they ain't doing that off the rip. They ain't doing that off the rip.
Whoa. That D'Antoni card, first of all, that was probably the best damn coach to ever play on my team. I'm not even.
Oh, yeah. But they ain't going to give us no 10 boosts to start of a 2K. Never.
They should. I think they should.
Be crazy. That
historic
means
coaches.
cards would have like 99.3 straight away. There'd be so many cards.
But not with a 10+. I'll probably say historic coaches get like a 6+ boost the most.
6 max.
6+ boost the most. But like I think they should add it. Like they should really consider, because that's something people have been talking about for years. Like, all right, I'm tired of seeing like basically like the meta every year is make sure you have D'Antoni as your coach so you can win a game. So everybody could just run and gun.
Yeah.
There's got to be other types of coaches and styles of
Yeah, I don't dislike the idea. I think the idea is actually pretty good. I like the
just
idea.
open the door like other coaches.
Just not now. We're too late in the game. Like
It's like what's the point?
Yeah, horribly timed. All right, let's talk about D-Rob. Josh, you're the only one that's used him. Let's go.
Man, I just want to say, God forgive me for everybody who's gonna play me when I get that D-Rob card. I'm just telling you, it will not be pretty. It will not be pretty. I used
D-Rob made Josh religious.
I used a base D-Rob. Like, listen to me when I tell you, 42 points, right, Jazz? 42 points.
Yeah, I mean, it was dominant.
The way he was moving, not even on offense, but defense, yo, D-Rob is scary, man. And like, I gotta make sure I get him because I refuse to miss out on a card like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if they drop a Kareem's gonna be good without a doubt. But Kareem's not gonna be able to breathe the same way as D-Rob, especially with that release. You know what kind of release Kareem's gonna have, man.
You know what the funny thing was? People were saying, because I did a video, right, about 2 weeks ago saying that when D-Rob comes out, it's endgame, right? There's no coming back. We finally have a center that can do everything in the game.
Right.
And we're quickly going to transition to 5 players who can do everything in the game, right? We're going to get to that point.
Right.
And people started sending me messages going, oh, it's not what you thought it would be. He's not a dark matter card. Like, he's not as hyped as you kind of hyped him. And I was like, what card are you looking at? Like, are you looking at the same card I'm looking at? The card that's basically
he's basically
a dark matter card because of his intangibles, which mean nothing.
Yeah, right.
So you're telling me if you added +1 to like 3 different stats and the face of the card was dark matter, then he was perfect.
Yeah. No, like, he's a perfect card, bro. You don't even gotta. From what I've heard, he's elite, but beyond elite, bro. He is in game. It started. We're on now. People already have him, so good luck. What's next week gonna bring? That's what I'm waiting for. These cards next week. Jeez.
He's the best. Like I'm not even dragging it when I say like he's the best card in this game. Even though there's dark matters out, he's the best card in this game.
Yeah, and he's gonna stay that way for a while.
He's definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to give him handles for days, like because I noticed like he was getting tired. You give that card handles for days. Oh, forget about it. Forget about it.
I mean, you need a couple of things. He needs a shoe as well. He does need a shoe because his speed.
Point center, man.
Speed could be slightly higher. His rebounding could be slightly higher.
That's the thing. Like his speed was base, and I'm flying around the court. I'm like, what the? I'm like, I know if I went against this card, I have nothing for it. Like I have nothing to answer for that card, man. He is tough.
The thing is, like with a shoe and a coach, he's got 99 speed. Like, that is terrifying.
That's just terrifying, bro. 99 speed on that card, and he is like his player build in the game is huge.
Yeah,
like holy.
It is kind of weird now. The community doesn't really know what a good card is anymore. I think like we've kind of got lost.
They let content creators determine that for them. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's like one thing, right? Like to look at D-Rob and people saying because he doesn't have the Curry slide, he's a terrible card. I mean, what? Like. Why?
He's 7 foot. Why would you want him to have the Curry slide?
7'1", massive player build, +93 ball, +90 speed, like +90 rebounded. Absolutely everything you could want from a center. Like, and his dribble animations aren't terrible. Like, they're fine. Curry slide doesn't make a card good, guys. Just so you know. Like,
made Anthony Davis look like a joke. He made Anthony Davis look like a damn joke, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be running D-Rob and Dirk as my centers, and I don't feel like the centers are gonna get much better than that by the end of the year. Like they can't, I think. Cool. Let's talk about Kermit. Another household name. Josh.
Kermit the Frog. Well, he is a nice card though. From like I played against him, so he was good. He's a really good card.
He is good. Do you think we're gonna get the whole Muppet set? Do you think we'll get Miss Piggy, like Animal, Gonzo? I would love to see a Muppet set. Like. Yeah, just
you see that when you search up Kermit, the first thing that comes up is how he punched player and
have you seen the
knocked
punch?
the player out. Yeah, I've seen the punch.
That is.
But how hilarious is that? That's what he. What you know, someone in 2K Googled that too. You know, they Googled it. They're like, let me find a player. Oh, this man punched someone over. Let's chuck him in the game.
Yeah, someone left a comment saying we've had the dentist, the lawyer, and now we've got the convict.
He almost killed someone, like off of
No, he did. He killed Rudy in game. That punch, like, crippled him.
What?
Yeah, like he
Wow.
yeah. I mean, he went
Killed
full
some. Whoa, hold up. He did. Hold up.
Rudy, what's his name? Rudy.
Tomjanovic.
I can't remember. Yeah, that guy. He's
Rudy
in the game too.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how long it takes me to get him. Like, I've got 2 Donalds now. Like, Vault got out here. Let's keep that hashtag going because it's the only one I like.
Yeah. Surely you get him.
I will get him
Surely
as soon
you
as
get
they
him.
I think it's a win the weekend stuff, right? So I might grab him this weekend. Let's see if he pops up. But yeah, he does look like a nice card. People are raving about him. Let's talk about the week's content. So I only want to get into a few cards. I'm not going to go over the Moments stuff. I don't think it was that valid. Anything you want to talk about with Moments?
That's all. You talking about the All-Star stuff?
Yeah.
I'm hearing Sabonis is the damn best.
I've heard that as well. Yeah.
I heard Sabonis is really good. Played against him too. Kind of gave me buckets. I'm not gonna lie, gave me buckets.
He did. Yeah. I mean, I know he's cheap, and people have kind of clocked on in the last sort of day or so, right? That he's good. People are picking him up. I think DBG said something, and then everyone jumped on it. I think his price went up a little bit as well. So yeah, he looks decent. That Navarro card, we need to talk about that.
Oh man,
you pulled him, didn't you, Josh?
Oh, chicken man, chicken man. Jesus Christ! Like, I pulled him, and at first I'm like, it's just this opal that came out today, and I sent it to the chat, and they're like, yo, I heard he's really good. So I literally played one game while I'm recording. I probably should have took like 4 or 5 shots for him. My first 6 shots were greens, and I just was like, nah.
Yeah.
What am I seeing? That Wade base on quick. Do you like that shot? Like, you get off so fast. Like, literally, Paul George is right here, just trying to get in front of me. He shoots it, it's a green, not even, it's wide open. I'm like, nah, there's no way. There's no way the shot is that quick. He's tough. He's tough, man. That's
incredible.
Top 3-point guard.
Easily.
Top 3-point guard in my opinion.
Easily. It's not like, I mean, he's got every badge you need as well. Like, he is an absolute beast. The fact that within 12 hours he was going for a buy now, does that make any sense to you guys?
It shows you how the community can't think for themselves. You know, they just let other people or content creators determine how good a card really is. But
I've never seen a card so cheap that spun me out more. I said to you, Josh, right? I was like, I'm going to wait for his price to come down and I might pick him up.
Right.
And I literally looked on and I was like, I can pick him up right now for nothing. The reason is, though, there is a reason, I think. We're going to touch on this later, but 2K have really, they've smashed it with free cards, right? And people are running so many 3-point guards. You know, your Donalds, John Walls, all of this stuff. People just don't have the need, I think, to pick up a card like that.
Right.
But he is the best value right now in the auction house is that card.
It's also just the name, bro. That's why they don't put the Cedric Maxwells and stuff in packs. That's just why. Because they wouldn't get picked up. No one's gonna fork out heaps of MT, heaps of VC. That's just how it is. Like he might be an amazing card, but it's still just, you know what I mean. That's just the name. That's just the effect. That's the effect.
Yeah. All right. Well, the big pack drop of the week was the retros. Who was the start? So we start. Actually, let's start with Westbrook. He's been a hot topic on this podcast. I'm going to say it again. I said it last week and I said it the week before. Are they listening to us?
They have to be. They have to be. No. That's not what it is. Me and Jakel know what it is. Jazz works for them. He's not telling us. Jazz works for them. He's not telling us. That's what it is.
Hashtag we asking for
Jazz 2K. Yeah, that's the new hashtag. Hashtag Jazz 2K. That's what we're gonna put in the chat. Hashtag Jazz.
That was my
2K.
original YouTube though.
Yeah, that was his original.
We're bringing that back. We're bringing that back. Jazz 2K. Hashtag Jazz
just
2K.
for the record, they couldn't afford me. Like, no way. Westbrook. So yeah, they updated his release just in time for him to be outdated. And let's just have it out because this went crazy on stream. By the way, guys, we do 2 streams a week now. We stream on a Friday where we announce the guests. So we announced that last night, which was 2 days ago as you're watching this. And then on Monday, we do a reaction stream as well to this. So drop by. But yeah, you guys were on stream and it all got heated about Westbrook.
Look, my man's is top 5 in the game right now.
Thank you.
Top 5 point guard.
Thank you, Jakel. Thank you. I thought I was going to have to say it, but you said it for me. Thank you.
I strongly disagree, but he is usable now. I will agree that. Like, he's usable now. Because that release, like, you guys saw the video when I first used him. I was like, I literally threw up when he took that shot. I was like, it was horrible.
It's like, he's like, like that, just every time. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he starts taking the shot. You go for a popcorn break. You come back. He's still taking the shot. Like it was just horrible. It was horrible. Good that they've updated. They updated it because they released the Westbrook with a quick release.
Yeah, if they'd have left it on normal, if they'd have left the Opal on normal. See, that's how I know 2K really likes to play games, because they could have gave him the quick release to begin with. They could have gave him the quick release to begin with. But there's like,
it's kind of a bit weird that they like everything we keep saying, and then the next week it happens. So
it is true. There is something there. I'm convinced there's something there.
One of you 2K devs watching this, boy, if you don't fix your game, fix this damn game.
Matter of fact, no. Since you're listening, give the man goddamn Hall of Fame Showtime. What is this gold Showtime I'm seeing?
It's
like,
still not right, is it?
Like it's like, what am I seeing? Like, I understand, like, there's point guards who have Hall of Fame Showtime who don't even deserve it, but my man Westbrook, Mr. Showtime, Mr. I'm going to dunk on whoever's in the lane, Mr. I'm going to get the crazy
funny about that too.
You can see, like,
it's because look, Zion deserved Hall of Fame Showtime, the diamond. He had it, the diamond.
Yeah.
But how long ago did that card come out? And that card had Hoff Showtime. That's just weird.
Like,
yeah, I mean, it's one of the biggest
man.
fails. I mean, there's two cards, right? Because ironically, Baron Davis was in that set that has Showtime, right? And after he requested it himself,
they gave him Hall of Fame Showtime. Like, first of all, he asked for his dunks for his Opal. He asked for the animations.
Yeah,
they got it right this time. They gave him Hall of Fame Showtime and actually gave him Showtime dunks this time. So I'm gonna see, you know, what that card could do. But like, come on, 2K. Like, if you're gonna give Baron Davis Hall of Fame Showtime, you damn sure got to give Westbrook Hall of Fame Showtime.
Yeah.
Like,
it's bad.
Did we watch Westbrook? Like, can we like really, like, come on? Like, I know we've seen Westbrook play.
He was the bad. He was the bad.
Like, what? 2 dribbles up the court? Hey, what? Come on, man. Like, what am I seeing, 2K?
I mean, there is legitimately the possibility that they created that badge because of him, right? Like, literally.
Yeah.
Like, hello? Like, geez, man.
It's like not giving Steph range, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like giving Steph like gold range all the time. Like that's what it would be like. All the time, we're gonna give him Hall of Fame tight handles, Hall of Fame this, Hall of Fame that. But he has to have gold range. No.
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense. All right, guys, they've done it again, haven't they? They've done it again. J.R. Smith, Wilt, all of these cards that came before, Steph to an extent. They've done it again with Klay Thompson.
If you pay for that, Klay, you are sick right now.
I mean, what the hell are they thinking?
You are sick. I heard it's good too. I use it.
It's good.
Not bad.
Oh,
I got used to
this is how many, like, I'm gonna just keep saying this on podcast too. Like, please, guys, do not do sets. You know what I mean? Unless you are in 250k, you do not touch a set. There's the only time you do it. Otherwise, please keep your hands out of those sets. Because look at what they do to you, man. This is honestly ridiculous. Like,
and literally, I mean, the only lock-in that seems even remotely worth it so far was Hondo, but then they released Navarro, so he basically outdated him. But Hondo had a run, right, for about 5-6 weeks. I think that was the difference. Like he was elite for a while, and obviously eventually every card's going to get outdated because something's going to come out that's better.
Yeah.
But when they're releasing the same damn card for 10k, it's not funny.
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke. It's just kind of just shows with 2K. But hey, that's why we always say, please don't touch sets, don't do sets, don't mess with those reward cards.
Never,
like,
yeah.
Unless it's literally from just playing the game, don't lock in your MT. That's your hard-earned MT. And yeah. If you got Klay right now, you know, I hope their card's really nice, looking shiny as an opal. But there's a diamond that's just as damn good.
Is there any cards you guys would look in for? Is there a card you would look in for?
Point guard, Dark Matter LeBron. If they
I'd lock in for any card that's elite if I was in 250k. That is the only time.
So if a point guard LeBron you would look in for if you had the chance?
Nah.
Dark Matter
Giannis?
Nah.
No, Giannis could never.
I'll be happy with my Isaac Bonga.
Oh no!
And I'll just be chilling. You know what I mean?
No. If you run Isaac Bonga against my Dark Matter LeBron, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you the difference in their tiers. No, we're not going to do that. Hell, it wouldn't even be close. I'd be like, no, come here. Isaac Bonga is going to get ISO'd every single play. You're going to have to show me you can get some stops.
All right, cool. Last card, guys. Then we'll get into the guest. Let's talk about D Rose. First of all, why is D Rose always one of the first? Like, did you look like last year? Was he was the first opal, right? Am I wrong?
I think so.
I think,
I think it
yeah,
was.
like leap year.
Yeah, he was. And this year he's the third dark matter card. He's always early, isn't he, on the high end drop?
Mhm.
Because he's not gonna have a run that long. Like, because if you drop anything
Yeah.
else after, they're gonna be better. And even
It's
now, like,
Jordan and Rose, right? They're the kind of two most common early, and they're both out already.
Yeah.
I think 2K Loki doesn't like Bulls, like the Bulls.
Yeah.
I think they have a thing against Bulls players.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
They
But the
haven't
D-Rose
won
is cool,
anything in
though. I
20
just
years.
love
They
that
can't
card.
make the cards as well.
He's Don,
Yeah.
but him and Don Ola are basically the same card. One has Hall of Fame Showtime, one doesn't. That's really,
Yeah.
They got same release, you said.
same release, same height. What the hell?
I mean, I'm going to get this John Wall within a week. I'm going to get West on sale today. We'll talk about the spotlights later a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason to pick him up. Do you?
Nah.
No, not really. Just apart from it's nostalgia. If you played, like I played their 2K, so it's pretty cool
Yeah.
just to see their card. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
nah. It's
I
just
mean, the retro thing is cool.
the retro is one of the coolest ideas they've ever had, just because it has some nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like if you've been doing this for a long time, it's really cool for people. Because
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, it's that time. It's guest time. So he's freshly shaven now. Yeah, he's the first ever repeat guest we've had, guys. It's really cool that he's come back. I mean, it's so awesome again, guys. That like everyone that comes on is amazing, but DBG came on early and really backed us, and the fact that he's coming on again is really, really awesome. So
Dope.
drop a comment below. Let him know how much you appreciate him as well, because we really do. But guys, please welcome to the OurTeam podcast, DBG. Hey DBG, how you doing, man?
How are you? How are all you guys?
Very good, very good.
we are good, bro.
We've never said this before, but welcome back. Second time.
Yeah, that's a mad one.
Yeah. We appreciate it, man. We really appreciate you coming on. Twice. Once was a big deal for us. Twice is good, I guess. Yeah, it's cool, man. How's the new shaved face? How you finding it?
I mean, it's very obvious I wanted to shave anyway. So yeah, I don't look 45 anymore. So I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah. You look 15 now. Yeah, you've definitely lost some years. Straight out the Vince McMahon playbook, man. That was just brilliant. I think I tagged you in a post on Twitter of Vince McMahon getting his head shaved. Quite funny that people thought it was real, right? Like that's got to be one of the funniest things I've seen this year.
calling somebody out and putting my beard on the line, like calling out the best player in the world and putting my beard on the line and expecting that I thought I had a chance. It's just like, yeah.
If you'd won, would you have then just kept to it? Like, what would happen? You just couldn't shave then for the next year or so.
I mean, I started to panic. That's why I took the post up with Allen Iverson when I had the game won.
Yeah, I seen you was post hooking. I was like, what the hell is DBG doing? I was like, oh man. And he used flash pausing too. I was like, I hope he does it.
But it would have been a disaster because I was expecting to lose stream 1 by like 40, even on my host.
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't turned on current gen since the last quals. So I haven't turned on 5v5 current gen. So I was just like, I'm losing this game by 40 points on my server and by 60 on his server. So I'm going to start having a midlife crisis, mental breakdown, shaving while playing game 2 and losing by 60.
Yeah.
But then I nearly won and I was like, I kind of have to lose, don't I?
It might have been the highest IQ play in history, that, just putting hook badges on all of your players and just trying to hook him to death, basically. And it really worked.
You did that?
Yeah.
Put post hook on all your players?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my
It
god.
legitimately nearly worked.
It would have.
That's how crime. That's
I
why
seen Ty
everyone's
was sitting there like this. He was like, with his headband on, he's like, what am I seeing? I was like, he's getting to him on purpose. The flash pause too.
But like the post hooks, if you get in the post, there's only one way of him getting into a lane. He has to throw a double team.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you double team in the post, you're not going to be able to bait a lane. So unless you trigger the jump ball, I've either got a wide open post hook or an open 3. Unless he wants to on ball, and Ty and on ball don't go together.
Yeah. I mean, it was genius. I mean, you can't bait a lane if no one's throwing a pass. I thought it was like, it was genius.
He kept it close. Yeah, he kept it close from what I was seeing.
But again, like, that's how you beat people baiting lanes. I've been saying it for years. Don't pass the ball. Walk the ball down the floor. Slow it down.
Yeah.
For years, I've been saying it for years. This is how you do it. Ty is 50 points better than me, but he'll probably same servers probably beats you by 20 because I'll just piss him off.
You had a bit of a multitasking fail as well. You cut yourself, didn't you? Like when you first did it, I was like,
I caught myself here.
Yeah,
it's still there's this big scab there. So basically, I had my screen. I was initially going to use I forgot to bring a mirror down.
Yeah.
And I was initially going to use my phone as a mirror, so I could see very up close. And then I just said, screw it. I was using the little face in the corner of my OBS screen as my mirror. And it wasn't mirrored. So if I had my razor here, it would show it being on the other side on the screen. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just shaving blind. I was like, I think this looks, a little bit of it's gone now.
Yeah, you were lucky to leave with your eyebrows, wouldn't you? I could have gone horribly wrong. It's super entertaining, man. Again, just marketing genius that. It was so entertaining to watch. I mean, we were talking for 2 hours leading up to it as well. And I was like, this guy is not concerned at all about what's about to happen. He's just laughing and joking. Yeah, it was good. Let's chat about 250K because we haven't actually discussed it on the podcast yet because it happened sort of a couple of hours after last week's podcast was recorded. What did you think of the games, first of all?
I mean, shout out Zeb and Victimize for their post-hook fest for overtimes.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the tournament or the final?
The finals, the splash and
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was a weird one because Ty was better in game 1 and lost, and then Splash was better in game 2 and lost.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So it was it was a weird one, and then Ty just controlled game 3. Unfortunately for Splash, Splash was kind of chasing the game. It's hard to chase the game against Ty. Yeah. So,
there was a heavy confidence swing, I thought, right? Halfway through the game, it seemed like Splash was super confident. He kind of had the trash talk going in the first game, and then there was kind of a shift, right? He threw his controller at one point. Ty put the headband on.
I don't think it was confidence. I think it was just him being
just frustrated.
Frustrated. I think he let the game. That's the thing. When we had time, we spoke about the mental part of it. 2K is gonna have moments where it's just not on your side at all. But if you can't stay composed through that, you're gonna eventually give in to the game and you're gonna lose. He could have rolled the momentum. All right, this is what happens. Because there was a point I think Splash bought it within 6 in the fourth quarter. He could have definitely came back from that. But he was already frustrated from game 2. So that's kind of tough.
The whole thing was that was the big thing with Ty in game 2, was that Ty was playing terribly and had the algo against him, but he was still able to keep it within 6 or 8 points.
Yeah.
And then in the third quarter, when the algo switched in Ty's favor, he managed to pull away. He went on his run, managed to take the lead. That was kind of a big thing. Whereas Splash in game 3 kind of let it get a little bit out of hand, but at the end of the day, they were both exhausted. 2K made them wait a half an hour between games.
Yeah, that was crazy,
just so that they could bring on Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles, who, no offense to them guys, they were decent NBA players. Nobody in the 2K community cares about them.
Jakel's probably got a hot take on that. Any player he's never heard of being right soft. Speaking of that, man, they really pulled out all the stops, didn't they? The 2K to try and boost their stream. They had NBA players on, people from the community on. They had announcements, which were slightly underwhelming. You still beat them on stream. Are you the main promoter now for NBA 2K MyTeam?
Big dog.
I mean, they don't like me very much, and they do like me at the same time. I've never met someone in 2K that I dislike.
Right.
As in, I've spoke to the community guys, the Irish ones, the American ones. I've speak to the MyTeam devs at least 2 or 3 times a week about the game mode. There's not one of them, but there's just somebody behind the scenes, probably someone that I've never met before, that doesn't like me.
Yeah. I mean,
there's somebody.
Stuff is in your streams, isn't he? The devs literally come through.
Yeah, I just know that I'm the only person in history, as far as I'm aware, that a 2K branch from another country said, "Can we give this guy a logo?" And they said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I'm the only one in history.
There is definitely a love-hate relationship with you and 2K. There's somebody in there that hates you bad. There's somebody that is probably higher than all the people that I actually like
There's someone that's probably higher than that hates me that I've never met before, but I don't know who it is. And that's the funniest thing. People are saying, oh yeah, 2K hates you. And I'm like, yeah. The faceless company 2K hate me. The people in 2K, I have nothing but good things to say about them.
That's really, I mean, what would possibly, like, if you look at the people they're kind of working with or have endorsed them, I mean, I don't think there's anything you've said that I would consider like more controversial.
Packs are gambling for kids.
I mean, that's out there. But that's also true. Like.
Yeah, I think I'm almost certain that's the only thing they care about.
Well, since you say that, like, I wanted to ask you, do you think that since content this year is so like saturated, do you think that made like pack odds like worse than it normally is? Not for you personally, just in general.
No.
You think pack odds are the same?
Pack odds are pack odds. Like, I went 600 packs last year without getting a pink diamond.
I got opal. Like, that's the thing. Like me, I pulled opals last year. I was ripping a lot of packs last year, but I mean, I only pulled the pink diamond. Probably that's when I pulled the opal the other day. I'm lying.
You probably got lucky. You probably got lucky last year and unlucky this year. There's no pack methods. There's no like juice pack odds or anything. It's all a myth.
I've literally had bad packs forever. I've had it forever. I've been in this game since there was packs, and I've just never had like a mean pack opening. Never.
You know the Flash agenda that was last week where you had like the 9 different Flash players.
Yeah.
You had to do. I pulled Galactopal Jimmy Butler out of that free pack. That was a big W. That's the second free pack Galactopal I pulled this year. I pulled Hakeem earlier in the year as well from a
really
pack. Yeah,
that's crazy.
My luck has been crazy though, because I've also pulled 5 TT offline rewards in 60 games, including 2 Donalds and a dishing.
Yeah.
At least I got Donald in one game.
Yeah, it took me 2. Yeah, you're gonna get covered.
Did you get Terry? You got Terry.
Right? It took me 900 games for Terry.
Yeah, I was live on stream when that happened. That happened since you've been on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was epic, man. Like I was on the stream. You didn't even notice for like 10 seconds. You were just.
I wasn't looking.
You're just on the screen.
I was like literally. I wasn't even watching. I was just pressing the buttons, and then I just looked up and I was like, I just got Terry. The whole chat's going crazy. I don't even notice. The chat's going crazy. It hasn't registered with me that we've got Terry yet. I see a chat going crazy with W's. I'm like, what happened? It's like, oh. We got him!
It was like a full like New Year's Eve like millennium party when you realise that 20 minutes the whole chat and everyone just celebrated. Back to 250k. There's a couple of things you said last time you were on. We're going to touch on both of them because things didn't play out that way. But one of the things you said is there's no way you're doing 250k, and for some reason I spent 2 hours watching you nearly qualify. Later that day, wasn't it? I was about to get top 10 with an hour to go. Yeah, I mean it was a hell of a run, man. It was a really good run.
I mean, did you not see? Like, I literally was live on stream. I had like 2,000 people there. I was like, I'm doing a watch party, and they were like, no, play. And I was like, okay, I'm playing, but I am not changing my defensive settings. I am not running a 5-out.
Yeah,
and I am using just a meme squad.
Yeah, it was like a
budget I started Brian Scalabrine.
Yeah.
Bonga.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I had a small forward. Was it like Zerbiak or something? And then I had Dino at center and ran like a 6-man lineup.
I mean, I think your overall was like 90 with the 10-man, wasn't it? Like it was
something stupid like that. Like it was like the guy I was running just a joke team. And then I started winning games. I'm like, okay, should I start trying now? And then I came up against Vardo.
Yeah, Vardo is a beast today.
Yeah, I told there's like a competitive EU player like group chat, and I just literally said it in the chat. I was like, look, if I come up against any of you guys and I'm down at halftime, I'm gonna quit. So I think I went down in the third quarter. Once Vardo brought it to 10, I was just like, you know what, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, you said like if you go down by 15, you'll quit, but you never did, I think, and then you
I quit at 10 because I was like, Vardo's number 2 in the world. I was like, I probably should quit early for him because I was like you know, there's a stage where even if it is only a 10-point game and it's like in the third quarter, you're like, you know, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
And it was like he had the best squad in the game. He's arguably the best player in Europe, and I was running with Brian Scalabrine. So I was like, I'm not coming back 10 points in a quarter and a half. So let me just quit. And
I did find that he played better against you. I thought. I mean, it's probably delay related than he did in the tournament itself.
It was unplayable delay.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad, wasn't it? I mean, he was literally having to adapt his game. You could see it.
I reckon of all the EU players, I probably would have done the best with how bad the delay was in that term. Like, it was like playing on West servers, which is like unplayable.
Yeah.
So literally the only chance any of them had was slowing the game down and post hooking.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's none of their play styles. They're all three, like Danny, Vardo, Panda, Nacho, like they're all 300s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like their play style. Like you simply cannot 300 playing from West to EU. It's just
you were saying we literally had a game of just post hooking, didn't we? Like it was like
my God, Zeb, man.
They're just too. They just post hook anyway. That's their tactic anyway.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad strategy to have when delay is inevitable. Let's touch on that stream really quickly. I mean, that stream that you did, like, why is 2K not able to compete with, a content creator? I mean, they're $1 billion company, right? Like they should be pulling in more views. They should be having more excitement. Why are you outperforming them at every step?
The first time or the second time? Because in fairness, second time they did have more views because they were the only ones showing the games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first time for sure. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah. It was a meme that every single time we had over 5K views, they tweeted out that there was another locker code.
Yeah. I mean, they were competing. Why do you think they struggle? I mean, I think I know the answer to this question, right? I think you were involved in the narrative that was being built up, right? So people started following you. They were learning about the players. You were kind of doing these breakdowns of all the different players. So it became like a natural progression to then see that through and watch you, when the tournament took place. And 2K just didn't build that narrative. Okay, they did a little bit with, Ty or 2K TV and things like that. Do you think that's the reason? Like, do you think if they actually built that narrative up, they would just generate significant views?
Yep. I mean, if 2K paid me, it would cost them a lot of money to do it because it would stop me from streaming myself. If they paid me to get the people together to run the show, as in get all those player breakdowns, get them in more depth, get an actual graphic designer to make it like professional, get commentators in who know what they're talking about. Yeah. First of all, like if 2K paid the right people and did the right things, they could have had 15,000 for that first tournament.
Yeah.
And 30,000 plus for the final.
Yeah, easily.
But they just didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. They really dropped the ball. I mean, this storyline was just like perfect, right? To tell. It could not have ended up any better. We had the best defensive player versus the best defensive player. Yeah. Two different mindsets, two different worlds, one from the league, one from MyTeam. Like, there was so many great stories to tell, but they just didn't tell them.
They tried to an extent in the final. I will say, bringing on Henry was good because Henry actually knew the guys.
Yeah, that was good.
Like, he actually knew the guys. And in fairness to Dirk, like, I love Dirk. Dirk made an effort to learn about the guys.
Yeah.
Like, he made an effort to learn about the mode. But, like, the first time around, they brought in Dirk and Scott Cole from the 2K League, who didn't know any of the players. They were playing on broadcast cam, and they called Ty Rocco for
I saw that on 2K TV.
Two-way Rocco. I said
it wasn't even two-way Rocco. They just called him Rocco.
Rocco, yeah. Comparison, yeah.
Like, Rocco is an NBA player. Like, he is an NBA player.
Robert freaking Covington. Hello. Like, geez, 2K.
Rocco.
Like, he's in your game for crying out loud. Like
that's like I play like that was 2K's fault for that. Like, they only hired the commentators, as far as I'm aware, the day of it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
And then, like, they brought two 2K League guys who, in fairness, like, Dirk is an expert in the Pro-Am side, nearly made the league last year. Like, these guys haven't played MyTeam. They don't know who any of these players are, and they're hiring these guys to be commentators who don't know who any of the players are.
Yeah.
And they're making them watch games on broadcast camera where the game's glitching.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah,
they could have had me as a commentator. I think I did.
I think there's 100 guys that could have done a better job, but in
the Media Cal should have been the host. Media Cal should have commentating.
There are, but like
D12.
The worst part about it is they're both really, really good at commentating. It's just they didn't have a clue what they were commentating on.
Yeah.
It's like asking me. It's like asking I don't know, me to commentate on a 3v3 park wager or something. It's like I don't have a clue. Like I was about to say Pro-Am, but I was like, I played a good bit of Pro-Am, so I'd have a fair idea of that. But I was like, I have no idea what goes on in Park. It's like me asking to commentate on a 2v2 wager or 3v3 wager in Park. I don't know what the game's like. I don't know what player builds are like.
I think they brought on Dirk because, like, it's not the same, but like he probably played, like, 5v5 game modes. He probably thought it would have worked, but like you said, if you don't have a knowledge on the game mode, it's
Yeah.
not gonna help that
But
much.
it was a lot better. It was a lot better second time around.
Yeah.
Like Dirk learned a lot about the game in the meantime. Like those guys are really good. They were just thrown in the deep end. Like it wasn't their fault in the slightest. They were just told so
It just
late
sums
on.
up, yeah.
you're
It
com-
sums up the
you're-
whole
you're
250K.
commentating.
Yeah.
But like I don't think they bring on commentators if they don't see that there's that we're pulling in views or we were going to do something. I don't think for that first time they bring in commentators. Because if you guys don't know, the last 2 years they just had Ronnie 2K in the corner of the screen. Watching the tournament games.
It was tough. Yeah,
Or watching a standby screen. The standby screen here. It was 2 hours because Ronnie just left.
Yeah.
And you know the way your Xbox goes on to standby?
Yeah.
It was just an Xbox standby screen.
Jeez. I mean,
What am
look, it's not difficult, right? I have to do this every week, right? We have guests on, and I know some stuff, right, about you guys. I catch videos, but it's not like I sit there the whole year watching every bit of content that the guys we have on the show have done. I have to do research, and it takes a couple of hours, right? You run through someone's Twitter, you run through someone's comments, like you catch a couple of streams. It's really not that difficult to do that research if they cared enough to do it.
It is. You don't know how long it took me to get those tiny player profiles from every player and pictures. Like that was, I started preparing for that 250K show on Monday. And took every single hour I was awake.
Yeah.
And we finished it 5 minutes before I went live.
Yeah.
And it was a we. It wasn't just me.
The tournament's one thing, but the final, when you're literally coming down to 2 people, right? Like,
They did a good job in the final. Like there's no arguing that, except for the fact that they focused more on the NBA players than they did on Ty and Splash.
Yeah,
I think
It was so awkward. That interaction was so awkward. Like
they don't.
between the
2K
two.
don't realize that people care more about in this world, not like maybe not obviously not in the real world, but in this like my 2K world, people care more about Ty Debo and Splash Edition than they care about Darius Miles and Quentin Richards.
By far.
Absolutely. I mean, people weren't tuning in for that. I mean, people were tuning in for a reason, right? We're invested. The community is really invested in these guys. Like, we had Ty on a few weeks ago. The comments just went absolutely crazy. Like, it's not like these guys are nobodies. Like, they are a name, it's just within their own world.
Problem is that they are a name, but 2K don't see them as a name. Like I could have pulled in 45,000 viewers, and 2K could have pulled in 4,000 viewers. Yeah. 2K would still, if they had an event next week, would still rather pay an NBA player no one's ever heard of 10 times as much as they would offer a content creator. Like if you knew how much they are screwing over everybody with their contracts, you see how little they value their content
DBG,
creators.
what you told me the other day, the kind of offers that they make, and I'm not going to say the number, but what on earth are they doing? For people who are basically promoting their game 365 days a year, the amount that you told me, I literally couldn't believe it.
Yeah, like I can guarantee you they paid. It would have cost them more to get Donovan Mitchell on the stream for those 5 minutes than it would have cost them for then it probably cost them for all their sign creators for a year. Probably cost them more.
You literally posted the other day you got 500,000 views in 2 days, right? Like,
yeah,
that's a really big deal. Like in terms of marketing and approaching someone like yourself, you do not make an offer like that. Like, I've been like, I know business. I'm a successful businessman. I mean, the thought of having that sort of marketing and going to anyone with a product and them getting 500,000 voluntary hits on that product in 2 days, I would literally throw my bank at them.
Yeah, they're just unfortunately they just don't. They just don't value content creators as well as they should be valued, and it's a bit of a problem again with the content creators themselves that they don't know their own value.
Yeah.
Like to get a locker code once a week or to get a logo above their head, they'll sign away all this. They'll sign away their rights. They'll sign away all this stuff.
Yeah.
And in the end, even if you threw an extra 0 on all their contracts, they're still probably being underpaid.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it kind of like the marketing aspect going the other way? Do you think that compensates for that in any way? Like, like you take someone like JD, whose obviously brand has grown a lot since his relationship with 2K. Do you think that's just JD, or do you think 2K has something to do with that?
It's 100% just JD.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't give 2K a single bit of credit for that.
Yeah,
They will take the credit.
Yeah.
And we've seen it plenty of times. Ronnie 2K trying to take credit for Aiden Ross, saying the only reason Aiden Ross blew up is because Ronnie gave him a logo.
Oh,
You'll see it that
goodness.
2K will take the credit.
Jeez, what a statement.
I can guarantee you that 2K will take the credit.
Yeah.
And if you sign one of those contracts once, they'll hold it over your head because they've held it over people's heads before, trying to take credit for their growth. But no, JD's growth, Henry's growth, Carlos's growth, Jay's growth is 100%. Kills and Moyes, 100% them, 0% 2K.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, people are starting to end relationships as well with 2K. I think people are starting to exit and things like that. We're probably going to see a bit of a transition, I think, in terms of some of the creators attached to them.
Yeah. 2K need to just kind of change, especially with the mod. I don't know what way it is a park, so I can't really speak on that, but it's a weird one because, like, I've never signed a contract, but the people in 2K, I still have a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think when people realize what they're actually worth, I think there'll be a switch.
Yeah. I mean, they have to step it up. I mean, you're right. It's going to take the creators to kind of stand up and go, like, you know, we are getting underpaid for this, and then 2K will have no choice because they can't lose that marketing. That's what I do know.
Yeah, they're not going to lose it. They're not going to lose it. Like, as in, we're still going to be posting 2K. Like, 2K, there's nothing that, unless they do a Kurt on me, which is what EA did, and I don't see 2K ever doing that. They're not that bad.
You said EA did what? Do a what?
They literally cursed their biggest creator. They just didn't like him, so they banned them from streaming or posting on YouTube.
Really?
Games. Yeah.
Wow, EA is down bad. What year was this? Like, what game was this?
This is like a year ago. He was pulling in like 18,000 views on stream.
Jesus. Wow, that is about as petty as it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, like 2K aren't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because live used to have Flight, eh? Live used to have Flight as well back in the day for a while. He was back in the Mhandi. Man, they would have been like so much bigger right now.
I remember they approached Flight, didn't they, about a year ago? And I remember
2K.
seeing his tweet. Yeah, and he was just like, well, it's too late for all of that, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
And Flight's right. Flight's right.
Yeah.
Flight's pulling in whatever 5,000, 6,000 viewers on stream, and 2K are like cut all ties on him. And as soon as they see him pulling in 30,000 views on stream, we're so proud of all your achievements.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Go take a logo. Flight's completely right.
Yeah, fair play to him. Fair play to him. I mean, I don't know how many people would actually just kind of outright reject, you know, the product that they're effectively dedicating their life to as a partner.
If you're in Flight's position, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the likes of Cash, Jesser, LSK, as far as I'm aware, none of them are signed anymore. All of them refuse the contract.
Right. So DBG, the second thing you said on the last podcast that you would never do is the XP grind. And I said if they release a PG Turkaloo, you said you wouldn't do it even if they released a Goat Yao Ming. What happened?
Things changed literally the Monday, I think. They started giving out. So right before that was when all of like the new cards that came out, like the lower tier Ruby cards used to only get like 100, 200, and 250 XP.
Yeah.
And then they started giving out like 800 XP for scoring 23 pointers with a Ruby card. And I'm like, I can do this in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely the easiest XP grind by a mile. For someone who's done like the previous two, like this just feels like a season off.
Yeah, like they made it so that it's really easy to do the grind in like TT offline.
Yeah. So that's been your strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been mainly doing that.
Because I'm doing that because I'm working towards getting Page, and I think they're going to put a Dark Matter in next season or a 98 overall. It's going to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah. How close are you to Pager?
I'm like 300 off, but before Terry, I was on 2 wins.
Yeah, I was going to say that must have helped you.
Like I only grinded 500 on that account. I grinded like 200 and 300 on other accounts. It was bad.
Jeez. So what do you reckon? If it's the same again next season, would you do it again?
Yeah, if it's like I'm not doing anything major. Like I haven't done any XP grind in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I reckon I'm on 80,000 right now. I reckon by tomorrow, if I put 4 hours into it, I could probably be close to 20,000. I could probably be close to 100,000. Like.
Yeah, I mean that's literally what I've done. Like my strategy, I've taken 6 days, and I've basically knocked out between 50 and 20k on each of those days. So I wait like 3 or 4 days, then it build up, and I'm at 115k or something, just in 6 days grinded. I mean,
Like, I'm convinced that with a week to go, you could probably, especially with end of season challenges, with a week to go, I reckon you could probably complete all of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I've
You
literally
complete
said
the whole
that.
thing, even if you're on 0.
I'm on level 26, right? I've been taking my time, but I always do this. It's no surprise. It's really not that bad this season. It's really not that bad.
No. The only thing is that, like, I just need a center. If it was any other position, I wouldn't do it.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with Malik Sealy at the 2, Ray Allen at the 3, or Malik Sealy at 3, Ray Allen at the 2.
That
then we
Ray
just
Allen
got
card's grossly underrated, by the way.
On next, he's the best 2 guard in the game on next gen.
Who?
Ray Allen. I was literally telling you this yesterday,
okay.
Josh.
Yeah.
Like, he's a beast.
I heard it's good. I heard it's really good.
You've tried out D-Rob already, haven't you? You posted a video on it yesterday.
Yeah, he's good. He's way better on current gen than he is on next gen.
He's the best big man on current gen. Like,
He's
not
better
even
on
the
current
best
than
card. I think he's the best card on current gen. I think
Dude's
he's
got
the one.
Dude's got Pro 6.
Yeah.
Dude's out here with the Pro 6 behind the back, Pro 2 between the legs. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
He is good. What did you like? People's reaction to it was like, he's not going to be a good card. Like, basically because his intangibles are slightly lower.
Can we address the people? Can we address the people who said that Dirk? They said Dirk and Jokic were still going to be better than D-Rob just because he was in the dark matter. I hope you're eating those words right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're eating those words right now because there's just no way. There's no way you really believe that. No way.
I'm just saying, like, nobody cares whether a pink diamond is a 95 or a 96. Why is it such a big deal if a card's a 98 or a 99?
Yeah,
that's one of the things I've never understood in 2K. Like, nobody has ever cared about whether a diamond is 93 or 94. But so many people care whether a card is a 98 or a 99.
The thing is, I think this year has gone beyond that, right? I think this is like the year where tiers in general have just been meaningless at times. Like, you know, we had Rudy Fernandez who was running, like, when we already had opals and everyone was still running a diamond because he was that OP. Malik Sealy's a great example of that now.
Smush Parker.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, yeah.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Porter Jr.
KPJ is one of the best 2 guys in the game. I don't care what anyone
last year?
says.
Yeah, last year he was, his diamond last year. Oh, God. I was shooting from like the freaking half court line with him, just greening. He was good. He got that same.
He's a main this year. That's only a Ruby too. That's crazy.
There's so many up Felipe as well. Like, there's so many rubies that are just.
Yeah, that goes to show. Like, tier doesn't really mean anything. I just think it all comes down to like stats, badges, and signatures. Like, I think that's what really makes it good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, there's a handful of things.
Badges and sigs mean more than anything else. Like, if you have 85 in every single stat and all the right badges, you're fine.
You're fine. You know, I love that Juan Parker card. I wasn't even aware of how good he was because I had pulled him. I was like, oh, okay, I got this card. But then I'm hearing like, oh, he's really good. I said Juan Parker, my fault. Juan Carlos, Navarro. Navarro. I think he's the best point guard in the game right now.
He is a god. He's a god for everybody who follows EuroLeague. Like, he was like Steph Curry before Steph Curry. Like, all those like off balance 1-footed 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Like, Steph got that from Navarro, from playing against Navarro. Like, he was known for coming off screen, shooting 1-legged pull-up 3-pointers. Like, he would have been. He had played 1 season in the NBA, and like the coach, he just wasn't used correctly. So he just said, you know what, screw it, I'm going back to Europe. But like, he had 19 points in a half against being guarded by like prime Kobe Bryant. Like, Navarro, if Navarro was in the right system, he was I'm not going to talk him up like he was going to be the best point guard in the NBA, but he was probably like a 17 point per game, 1-time All-Star, full career starter type player.
Yeah.
And he just went back to Europe and was just like, screw it, I'd rather be here. Played for Barcelona, is a legend there.
That's the thing. I
love that card.
People like sleep, I think, a little bit, especially like those El Clasico teams, right? Like Real and Barcelona. Like, the facilities they have, I mean, they are richer, you know, organizations than any NBA team, right? As standalone organizations. And you look at Navarro and what he was capable of in Barcelona, but you look at Luka, and like, you obviously did the video on this, right? Like, it's kind of the video made you pop, but I think people think that they're just hanging around in these like community centers playing basketball. It's like the furthest thing from reality.
That Real Madrid team with Luka Doncic was probably a 25-win NBA team. I'm not going to if they were in the NBA, they win about 25, 30 games.
Yeah.
Like everyone expects
Which is
them to
still
be
impressive. Yeah, that's
like,
still
everyone's
impressive.
like, oh yeah, they're going to lose to everybody. Like they
That's with
could
a
give them all a
15-year-old
run
in
for
the
their money.
team as well, by the way. Like, it was 15, 16.
Luka was like 18 at that stage.
Was he? Yeah,
But like they had Sergio Yui injured for the season, who was their best player before Luka. That's the only reason Luka was starting. Luka was coming off the bench if Sergio Yui wasn't injured.
Jeez.
They had JC Carroll, who's one of the best shooters in basketball. He's just not quite athletic enough to be in the NBA. They had Eddie Tavares, 7'3" giant. They had Gustavo Ayon, who had played in the NBA. They had Rudy Fernandez. They were stacked. They were stacked.
I mean, that is a hefty team outside of the NBA. Yeah. We got retro sets. Obviously, we had the third set this week. We finally got a Hido. Your initial reaction was not good. How are you feeling? The LaMarcus base seemed to.
I mean, I made a fun video shooting stick fades with him, and then I realized the guy is garbage. Dude, like his releases, it's bad, but it's manageable on next gen. Yeah. But he's got Pro 6 behind the back, which means he goes to a stop on next gen. Like he's borderline. His release makes him unusable on current gen. And his release is manageable on next gen, but you can't dribble with him because he can't do any sort of behind the back because they gave him Pro 6, which literally is like the worst. They made Pro 5 and Pro 6 the two worst behind the backs on next gen. So like you can't move with him on next gen, but he could shoot. But then on current gen, you can move with him so well, but he can't shoot.
Are you going to run him anyway?
Worthless. They just made him worthless.
Are you going to run him anyway? Just for nostalgia?
No, I might as well just use the Amethyst. Why wouldn't I just use the Amethyst Heater? There's no difference.
Yeah, fair.
Like on next gen, there's no difference between them.
Can I ask you a question, DBG? So
yeah, go ahead.
Russell Westbrook, they finally gave him a quick release. Where does that put the Opal now in the point guards?
Oh, he's good, man. He's he's
Thank
good.
Thank you,
yes, sir.
Guys, do you hear that?
He's
He is
good.
good. Thank you.
It's like I'm not putting him
That's
in.
all he needed.
5? Is he top 5?
No, God no. Like let me
Thank
just.
you.
I'm on 2KDB. Let me read out the point guards.
John Wall, Navarro, like
Rose, Wall, Navarro, Magic Johnson, Don Ole,
Luka.
Take Donald out there.
Luka.
Take Donald out there.
Donald and Derrick Rose.
Don Buse is better. Don Buse is better than what's his name? Better than Westbrook. There's Simmons.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Can't take out Simmons.
I'm just so happy. These guys we've been arguing about
you were disrespecting Westbrook. We said
Harden's better as well.
He's about to drop out the top 10, guys. Just putting it out there.
He's not.
Nah, he's still in my top 10 now. He's a top 10.
Westbrook is the same level as the Opal Donovan Mitchell, but he's good because I like Opal Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like the only reason he's the same level. I feel like the only reason they're the same level is because Westbrook doesn't have Hall of Fame Showtime, which make a big difference.
He doesn't have pop range either.
I don't think he needs it though. But when you're Westbrook, like, all right, gold is good enough because Westbrook, you're not really gonna be shooting that much with him. But the least they could do is give him Hall of Fame Showtime.
He is off Showtime.
I still don't understand why he doesn't have it. Like, I still don't understand.
And they gave it to Juan Carlos Navarro. The guy couldn't. I don't think the guy's dunked once in a game.
Really? Is he glitched, Navarro? Is he glitched?
Yeah, he is.
All right, so that must be his glitching. Okay, cool. I do wonder sometimes with some of these glitch cards, you can't really tell what the glitch is. Lock-in rewards. So they basically now gone on a pattern, right? Of people locking in 3 million MT and then either devaluing the card by releasing a significantly better card a week later, or exactly the same card for 10k MT. They just done it again with Clay. What are they doing? What's your thoughts on this?
I always tell people never lock in, and this is it. I mean, if anyone locks in, all I'm gonna say is if anyone locks in 3 million for Colonel Sanders, they're idiots.
Colonel Sanders.
I saw that the other day. Yeah.
Sanders, I'm crying.
Have you not seen what Phil Jackson looks like in game?
Colonel Sanders.
It's finger licking good.
He called him the literal chicken man.
Literal chicken man. Wow.
He is it's the worst player face in history. It's worse than Dean Wade's player face from last year. It's like generic coach. And then they put glasses on him and he looks even more like Colonel Sanders.
I need to see this.
Look at my Twitter. It's like my third last tweet. And it's somebody in the comments saying they half fixed him. And he looks even more like Colonel Sanders.
Wow, they really just added him like that because they wouldn't really have his face cam, would they? They wouldn't.
No. But they have his player. His player looks like him. Like when he was a player, the player model looks like Phil Jackson.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Phil Jackson.
Jeez.
Well, what do you think of these coaches and these plus 10? I mean, they tried to steal your thunder with these coaches. What do you think? Big announcement.
I mean, who cares? If they do something like turn gold badge to Hall of Fame or they make stats go over 99, then expect a DBG rant video.
Right. Okay.
Because it's the worst thing they've ever done. And if they don't, it's just a laughably bad reward because the only people that a plus 10 coach benefits are the budget players.
Yeah.
But the only people who can lock in are the pay to win players.
Facts. Yeah. That's a really
like if you
good,
have 3 million MT to lock in for Colonel Sanders, you're going to have a team where every one of your players has got 95 plus in everything that matters. So any coach is going to push that to 99 anyway. So you don't need plus 10.
Yeah. We were saying this earlier, the timing of this. I don't actually think it's a terrible idea. If it had happened 6 to 8 weeks ago.
Next week. Next year, I mean.
But it just seems weird timing to do it now. Like you've literally just released Dark Matter cards.
Yeah, it would have made sense as like if they had done it in October instead of the Hall of Fame badge, Intimidator, or instead of Hall of Fame range, Intimidator, and Clamps, if they made that the possessed lock-in, plus 10 code, that would have made sense. Like back then,
that is perfect
when
timing.
that would have made a difference. That was the time they need to do it. Now
They
it's
could have just
pointless.
made them opal coaches. They could just made them opal coaches or something.
Like that is absolute. It's just timing is bad. It's not a bad idea. It's the most pointless thing 2K have ever introduced.
You know what I think it is? I think 2K had like so much content planned for this year that they probably oversaturated content and just didn't know when to drop things and just dropping it like at the wrong time. So just sometimes things are dropping.
Yeah, I'd like to know how long they've had that idea for because they definitely just didn't make that up. They probably had that for a while. It's just
The funniest thing is though is that there are people like you can't see the coaches in the lineup screen, so you can't even flex the coach.
Yeah.
People are going to see Phil Jackson. If they don't know that that's what Phil Jackson in game is actually looks like Colonel Sanders. Like people are just going to be like, who's that bronze coach that he's running?
Oh, bronze.
It's not even a flex. Like it's not even a flex having Colonel Sanders as your coach.
I don't understand any scenario where that would be a flex.
You gotta get the KFC logo on your court.
Yeah, like if you meme it, fire ahead. If you're gonna have the KFC logo and everything, and then you're gonna have Colonel Sanders as your coach, meme the hell out.
Make sure the baseline says finger licking good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get Ronald McDonald next year. Let's see what happens. DBG, you were saying last time we came on, you said that the pacing of the content was slightly behind where it was last year, right? We spoke about the leap year T-Mac and things like that. Do you still think that's the case now?
Do you know what card came out on the 13th of March last year?
What card?
Hall of Fame range, Ben Simmons.
Oh, sheesh.
Don't say that. Really? Don't give them any ideas.
Like,
not give
anyone who says they're bringing out 99s too early. At this day last year, we had Hall of Fame range Ben Simmons. We had the Zach LaVine point guard card, the Opal.
Yeah, the Opal.
We also had point guard Giannis and point guard LeBron.
Well, I'm actually happy.
We had point guard.
We don't have that
the
though.
The pink diamonds.
From the Flash. I think it's All Star for All Star.
And we had like AK-47.
I was saying we're getting
Opal Wade. People had Opal. I got a team right here actually.
Yeah.
I got a team right here. This was a team. Okay. I need to find it.
Yes, please.
Someone sent me their team.
That's true though. Yeah, you really do forget about most of those cards, legit.
But I'm actually happy though, because it's. But then again, like the way the game is played now, like last year the meta was basically having like a big point guard that could tween or behind the back, But this year is speed. Speed is literally the like bursting, and that gives like smaller point guards like a Derrick Rose or a John Wall, you know, a chance to still have some type of value.
So this day last year, you could have a 13-man lineup of all 99 overalls.
Wow,
You could have point guard Ben Simmons, leap year Opal T-Mac, Opal Kevin Durant, 99, 99 collection reward Anthony Davis, Kareem Opal 99 overall. You could have 98 overall point guard Giannis, 99 overall Opal Dwayne Wade, the collection reward, 99 overall AK, 99 overall James Worthy, 99 overall Dwight, 99 overall D-Rose, 99 overall Ray Allen, 99 overall Arvydas Sabonis.
But I think it's because they added the extra tier though. That's the reason why. Like, because if you take Dark Matter out right now, we have a bunch of 99s. Like, we still have a lot of 99s. Just, I think the only difference is that we don't have like too many big point guards. Like, we still have a Ben that can't shoot. Magic
still not really that crazy. Yeah, like
Magic still
David
doesn't
Robinson's
have Hall of
crazy.
Fame clamps. Like,
David Robinson's crazy, but they've definitely slowed it down. They're learning to like kind of slow it down a lot more. It just doesn't seem like it.
How
But
did
the
they
content- the
get to
content's still
end of
good,
last
though.
year. Like, if we were there in mid-March, I mean, what was their pacing through to whatever September, right?
But their pace was pretty good. Like, that's the thing. Adding an extra tier, I feel like kind of made it seem like the pacing is slowing down. And I guess that allowed them to,
they have slowed it down.
So, you know, I think
Well,
it
they did the
allowed
same
them
thing
to,
last year, right? They actually slowed
I think adding that extra tier kind of allowed them to kind of slow down. The content is still good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the content is still good. Like, the cards we have are still really good. I think there's a few end game cards you could probably say, but I feel like this next season is really going to be the season when we start to see like a Braun at point guard, a Simmons at point guard, maybe even Giannis. It's going to get ugly.
When did the Kobe spotlights drop? Because that was really an additional tier.
End of April. End of April.
Okay.
The Go cards came out.
That was really.
But we didn't like. We saw. It was like end of April, and then we saw middle of May was Go Jordan, and then it was like start of June was Go Kareem, and then like Kareem came out
Kareem
right
was
after
the,
Larry
was
Bird.
End game guard, wasn't he? Like when he dropped, it was.
Kareem was hell, man. Kareem was hell. Oh my. Nick, don't forget. I remember that time you tried to 5 out me. Give me that 5 out of hell. He literally ran Kareem as his point guard. I just didn't know what to do.
Did.
I was like, I had poor James Wiseman out there trying to guard Kareem. I'm like, what do I do? He's just running side to side and just bursting, man. It was.
Are you guys on your computers right now?
Yeah.
Type into YouTube DBG Kareem, and you will see what I had to face last year.
Yeah.
You will see what I had to face last year.
I actually remember that. Yeah, that's crazy.
What was it?
Look at it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna save it.
Okay. The first game. Okay, go.
No, just look through the pictures. You'll see it. Look through the thumbnails. You'll see.
Whoa! What the hell am I seeing? How did he get away with this?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That is bad.
PC.
That is bad.
I was like 9-0 as well.
Oh, man.
I was 9-0 and I go in and I'm like 5 Kareems.
That's
only
crazy.
one. I'm playing 5 Kareems.
Pretty tough.
Imagine that. That's actually crazy. That's why I don't touch PC. Jeez, them boys, some crazy boys over there.
Yeah,
I know MT is just really cheap, and I used to just do empty pack opens.
Yeah. I remember those ones. That's when I stopped opening packs, watching those videos.
Yeah. It was me for half an hour. It was me for half an hour telling people don't open packs. Packs.
Yeah.
Suck. I'm showing you every pack. This is how bad packs are. I'm opening them so you guys see how bad they are. Don't open them yourselves.
That
You're
was
so
actually.
tempted too when people be like, "Yo, I just packed a single. I just got Dark Knight of Zion with an empty single. I'm sitting on 100 something K." I'm like, you know what? I might be that lucky that I'm at 3K with just a ruby, and I'm like, why?
That's why I don't like. I get tweeted them every day. That's why I will never like a tweet if someone tweets me a pack pull.
Like, leave me alone. Please.
I'll never retweet. Like I appreciate that you're tweeting them out. You're excited. You're tagging YouTubers in them. I know a lot of YouTubers will like retweet it and like it. It's like I won't. I will not interact with it because I do not want someone to come across that on their newsfeed because they follow me and think I'm going to open a pack.
Creates like a false sense of hope that I can go open. Yeah, definitely.
That's why I hate when people tell. I'm like, please don't tell me because then I'm gonna be tempted to go open.
That's.
I mean, it works as well. It does work. I mean, people do it, don't they? They instantly respond.
Yeah. And that's why I think a lot of us have a huge problem if somebody starts calling packs juiced.
Yeah.
That's why I had a huge problem with all the pack methods as well. People coming out with their pack methods, telling people this is how you open more, how you get better things. I'm like, you are actively encouraging people to buy packs.
It's nonsense. I mean, there's a lot of these methods. I mean, there was nothing funnier than the TT offline methods. Like that was classic. Like, what was it? You put bronze on the end of your bench or something? Like, hasn't everyone got bronze on the end of their bench?
There was no such thing as a method. I just started typing in the Konami code.
Yeah, you did the up, down, left.
I started telling people to put in the Konami code, and people actually believed it. Like, and people were getting really angry, being like, "This isn't a real method." I was like, I just literally tweeted out that the Konami code is going to get it for you. Like, how can you not tell this is a joke?
As someone who's pulled 5 rewards in 60 games, I have an actual method that works. The method is get through the game as quickly as you can, open the vault as quickly as you can, and get on to the next game. It's called the law of averages, right? The quicker you're playing, the more vaults you're going to open. Like that's
the best method there is. That is the best method there is.
I really thought you was really trying to say it. Tell somebody. I said, "There's no way, Jazz."
I mean, legit.
I was looking at him like,
the best method. Like,
it is the best method.
Yeah, it is.
Play as many games. It's the pack method. The pack method. Open a bunch of packs, and if you don't get a good card, open another pack, and then eventually, if you keep opening packs, you'll get a good card.
You'll get
the pack method.
Yeah, in Troyden's case, $5,000 worth. So you know
it was only 1,700, but it's still bad.
Only
17. You know what I could do with 1,700 right now? What? I could get this, clean up this credit score with $1,700 right now.
But like,
go on.
They should. You would think if you were 2K, you'd juice Troydan's pack odds.
Yeah, right. This is the question.
To make you look good, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's playing a game.
Oh, people! Just imagine how many people buy decks if they watch it.
He has stopped playing the game. I wonder if that's affected his odds.
GTA is looking like a move right now. The way Troyden's been.
He's literally not touching it, is he? Yeah. DBG, people have been getting on you about unlimited gameplay. You prefer to do sort of gameplays on TTL. I completely understand and agree with you, but like, yeah, I mean, how are you finding unlimited? You don't sound like you're enjoying it.
I mean, I don't enjoy it, but it's not that bad playing. It's just for a gameplay, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I try to do a gameplay. Possession 1, I'm triple teamed.
Yeah.
Possession 2, my opponent sits in a zone. I'm like, how am I meant to get a gameplay with a player if I'm running against a zone with one player? I was like, you don't want to, like, nobody wants to see me pass the ball around my whole team and shoot an open shot and call that an X-player gameplay.
Yeah. Why do you think people are so desperate to see you play Unlimited?
I don't know. People play Unlimited. I hate it. And I will gladly say that you can make literally anybody look good in an Unlimited game if you know the right stuff.
No, seriously. You're not lying.
Like, I just don't like playing Unlimited. If you're just like, oh yeah, upload Unlimited, is like, it's been so long that I've been uploading TTO, and I've made it very clear I don't like Unlimited. The 5v5 game I played, literally one possession, I'm like, this is why I don't do it. I'm being triple teamed. It's like, what am I meant to do? What am I meant to do?
I had someone comment on a Facebook post like the last time you were on, when I posted that you're on, and straight away a comment was, tell DBG to stop doing gameplays on TTO.
Yeah, that was I saw that.
I'm like, bro, stop. Like, that's all I ever hear too, and what I see. This is
there are 50 people who upload gameplays for every individual card.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you want to watch an unlimited gameplay, there's 50 of them.
I think the thing people fail to realize as well a lot of the time is the gameplays people are uploading take time, because they're not necessarily playing one game, right? They might record a gameplay and it didn't go the way they wanted, like you said, triple team, double team, then they record another one because they want it to be better. Sometimes they spend 4 hours like playing Unlimited non-stop until they get that right gameplay to upload.
Like,
it can be really time consuming. Like,
this one and done over here, sir. No, we don't do that. No. Win or lose, we just whatever happens, man. But I do understand what you mean, like that triple team thing, and it's hard, especially if it's like a a card that you know, like somebody's trying to get, like, let's say like D-Rob, it's the first day he's available, and you probably one of the first people to have it. Somebody's gonna send bodies to him. They're like, oh, I know what you're trying to do, and I'm not letting you get a bucket with him, like, at all. It's just not happening. They're gonna sweat you.
It's like when you play someone in TTO and it's very evident that they're not trying and they're doing XP with one player.
Right.
Yeah.
And you send 3 bodies onto that one player.
Nothing drives me more crazy. Like,
I think that's so, it's sick. And then you know what's even worse? They flash pause you. Like, what? Like, why are you sweating? What are you feeling so accomplished for? I'm clearly doing XP. You're trying to win for who's on the board now? The dude, doesn't he have a bunch of cold zones? Spencer Hayward.
They fixed it.
You're trying. Okay, but you're trying so hard for Spencer Hayward. Like, if you want to win, just say that. Just let me do my damn XP, man. Like, oh my gosh.
Don't hit your mic, Josh. You know what happened last time.
Matumbo Josh trying to bring that back.
I didn't realize you were right. Troydan hasn't played a game. Hasn't played 2K.
He's done
since before Christmas.
I mean, he's made it really clear that he's done. He's done. Like, he's not enjoying it at all. Like, you could see it with him as soon as it dropped. I think he didn't like the kind of win ratios. I think there was a lot of stuff where I think 2K21 is definitely a more comp game, right? Like I said, they're holding your ratios, all of that stuff. It's all about kind of being good at the game now. It's less about the fun of it. And I think, it's reflecting in his content. I don't think he's enjoying it.
Yeah. It's a weird one because the unlimited thing, I actually think that it was a good idea in theory.
Yeah.
Like going up through all the levels.
Yeah.
But they should have done what FIFA used to do back in the day. And they made it where it's like, if you stay, for example, in the Emerald League, you should get a reward. Like, there's no reason for you not to get a reward for staying in the Galaxy Opal League.
Yeah. So, DBG, we opened this podcast with a question from one of the viewers. And they had an idea, which I thought was brilliant. Let me get your take on it. So they basically said there should be one card that's unlimited reward, right? But as you progress in tiers, that card evos to the next tier, right? So let's say we had Cedric. If you progress through silver tier, you get the silver Cedric. Gold, he becomes gold, and so on. So even if you get to the Galaxy Opal tier, you still have a pink diamond Cedric to show for it at the end of that season. And then obviously if you complete it all, you get the Galaxy Opal version. What do you think of that as an idea?
I think it's a really good idea, but I think it's almost impossible to introduce.
Right.
It's almost impossible with the way their evolution system works to do that.
Right. It's too many Evos?
Yeah. No, not even too many Evos, but I think that's going to be extremely difficult to program. Because you'd literally have to program it being like, because of the way their Evo system is based on something, it's very difficult to Evo something based on make X tier and unlimited.
Right.
But what they should probably do is, like, for starting off, the LeBron card we got to start of the season.
Yeah, I think
that should be like your start off card. And then when you get to like the silver tier, you just get the next version of LeBron. Right. So there should be like, in all the settings where it's like unlimited rewards. Yeah. But you see like season awards, it should be X season unlimited reward. It should just be like 5 different versions of the same card, I think. Yeah. Right. That would work better. So it's like rookie LeBron. Then you get like, I don't know, a different version of LeBron. Then you get like 07 finals LeBron, then Miami LeBron, then 2016 Cleveland LeBron.
That would be cool. That would be so cool.
You get like 5 different versions of the same player.
Because we were saying, like, retrospectively, like I said, because it is all about ego this year, right? That's kind of what's built into the game. It's about your win records and all of that stuff. I think.
Are you sure it is? Are you sure it's not just about the grinding for card art?
The card art is fire, right? Like it is good. But I just noticed everyone's a little bit more sweaty. I think a lot of people are enjoying it less because of this stuff, like especially unlimited. I mean, generally the vibe is not good. I think people are feeling the pressure, but. Like, someone who goes 11-0 in Galaxy Opal tier, or 11-1, and never ultimately gets the reward, has pretty much nothing to suggest, that they were that good. And I think there should be something in the game as like a memento to say you had a decent run.
They need to bring Supermax back.
Supermax was the worst thing in history.
I love Supermax.
Yeah, I don't like Supermax.
I love Supermax. I loved it.
I don't
like it.
It literally was like, you get to the pink diamond tier, and then you would have to stop playing.
Yeah.
You get to the tier, it would be 2 weeks of a season. And once you got to the pink diamond tier, you could no longer play 5v5 2K, because if you won a game, you got plus 25, and if you lost a game, you got minus 250.
Let me change that. Get Supermax back, but with some adjustments. I like the idea of it, of like having rewards and each tier. With that, I like the idea of it, but I think they should definitely make some adjustments with it. take away the whole 12-0 thing because it's so demoralizing when you're trying to go 12-0
Well,
and it's like
68
your 11th game, your 11th game, and you're playing JDR Flip, the sweatiest kid on the damn planet. For whatever reason, you run into him. He's like, "Why?" On my last game, they don't even prepare you for it. They give you, it's like 10. Your first 10 games is sweet. Then you get to game 11. Been playing everybody who's easy. Get this sweat. JDR Flip. I'm like, who the hell is this kid? He's trapping me in the backcourt. Like, it's just crazy, man. I don't know, man. I don't wonder if they do that on purpose. I always wonder that.
There's a lot that they could do to the unlimited. There's so much.
The worst thing is that at least last year, when you reset, you were like, okay, I'm getting back to the start. Or you could play out the 12 games and you would get a reward.
Yeah.
Like if you went 11-1, you got like 20 tokens, 12,000 XP, and like a brand new pack. So at least you got something. If you go 11-1 this time, you just start again. But you've also played 40 games to just get to the top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
crazy.
But like last year, at least you didn't have to play any games to get to there. You've now played 20 games to get to the top tier. Got almost nothing apart from a half badge along the way because those packs are awful.
Yeah.
And you're in the top tier. You go 11-1, and it's just tough.
Yeah.
You don't even get a pack. You don't get tokens. You don't get MT. It's just tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like it better this year, though.
Pretty much everyone we've had on has just said they're not enjoying Unlimited. They're not really bothered by it. JD said it last week. Said he's not fussed about Unlimited anymore. Everyone, basically, almost everyone has kind of just written off the game mode.
I just don't play it.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it at all for what it's worth. Like I
dread playing it. Yeah. Like when I see XP like play Unlimited, I'm like,
yeah, literally.
One thing that I have a bit of a problem with is like they tried to make it like Road to the Playoffs, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
Where you like go through the tiers.
I'm 13, right?
But
you had down 2K13.
From 2K13 to 2K17, we had it. We had it all based. They were just different names. You had it all the same thing. They tried to make it like that, but the problem is they're resetting it every season, and the rewards just aren't as good.
Yeah.
Like we used to get, like in 2K13, we got Magic Johnson, or we got Larry Bird, then Magic Johnson, then Jordan for getting through all the tiers. In 2K14, we got like Kevin Durant, Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, who were incredible. 2K15 was John Wall, Paul George.
Look at the way he's just reciting all of this.
Westbrook.
Memories.
And Westbrook. 2K16 was, I didn't play 16 that much, but it was like Ewing, Mullen, and somebody else. But like you used to get cards as you went up through the tiers.
Yeah.
So like it used to be that say there would be a reward from going from Emerald to Diamond tier, or say from Emerald to Sapphire tier, you get like a bad card. Then you get a slightly better card for going from Sapphire to Ruby tier, and you will get all these rewards. Now you just get nothing. You get these packs that are terrible, and then if you stay in the tier, you get literally nothing. So like, there's no point. Like I remember I went 12-0 twice in the first season, expecting to get a duplicate Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't even get.
I was like, I tried to make a video being like, I'm whatever, got 2 Paul Pierce cards.
Yeah.
But it was just nothing. It was just try again.
Josh did this as well because Josh actually like.
I literally tanked. I literally tanked. I'm like trying to get another Hall of Fame badge. I tanked my record, and I'm in the middle of like my 5th game Pink Diamond. I'm like, oh yeah, Jazz, I'm trying to get another Hall of Fame badge. He said, oh no, it's a one and done. I said, wow. So I could have flexed this beautiful win percentage, and now I did it for no reason. But actually, I have a question. Do you think, because Jazz said this, do you think the unlimited reward should be the best card in the game, or you think the level 40 card should be the best card in the game?
Level 40, not even close.
Okay.
To get the unlimited reward, you have to be one of the best players in the world. Like there are literally, if you are a bang average player, so let's say you win a game for you lose a game, to go 12, I think there's like a 1 in 2,000 chance of you getting, even just getting to the Opal tier. Really? And then there's something like a 1 in 15,000 chance of you winning 12 games in a row. Yeah. It's like ludicrously small odds. So like, I don't see the point in giving guys who are already the best better cards to make them even better.
So that's a good take.
Oh, that's a good take.
I like them being good. Odds, I'm starting to actually feel like Jazz now.
I like them being good. Like you obviously have to make the unlimited rewards good. We can't have another Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
But like, I think Cedric Maxwell is fine.
Yeah,
because Cedric Maxwell's incredible.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I think guys like that are fine. But like, if they give us another Ewing, then it's not great.
Yeah, that's tough.
Cornbread.
So yeah, speaking of Ewing, DBG, we've got a couple of questions from the community from the stream. First question for you is, what do you think are the worst reward cards of all time?
Dirk Nowitzki, unlimited reward last year.
Yeah.
Ewing this year.
Was
Actually, Ewing was the best center in the game when he came out, so I'm not going to put Ewing there.
Yeah.
Dirk sucked when he came out. Dirk last year.
The Larry Bird, the first Larry Bird
Pretty
last year
awful.
wasn't great, was he?
No, first Larry Bird sucked. 2K19 Jason Williams.
Oh yeah.
2K19 Wes Unseld in April.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we're good. I got one more question for you. This is from Transitions. So he said, do you feel like the game is starting to vary in terms of play styles more than it used to? You know, we've been running this 5-out meta for a long time. Just my personal take on it, we've got people at RCA who are kind of showing people new ways to play the game and things like that. Do you think it's going to evolve a little bit more? We're going to finally break out of this kind of standard meta we've been running for years.
I mean, 5-out will never be beaten. Like in real life, if you've got 5 players on your team who can potentially take on somebody 1v1,
yeah,
you're going to run 5. You were going to play a 5-out set, spread the floor. It's because if there's any help, you're going to hit a 3-pointer. There is nothing that will stop 5-out.
Yeah,
because
it's for life.
If you have 5 players who are able to take someone off the dribble, or you even have 1 player that's able to take any player on the other team off the dribble, and 4 shooters around them, you are playing 5-out.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Like, it's the way basketball is. Unfortunately, that meta is never going to be gone. There's no way for a video game to stop zigzagging.
Yeah.
Like, people are saying we need to stop zigzag cheese. There's simply no way to stop it. Yeah. Like, unless you tank player movement, unless you stop players being able to turn, you can't stop zigzagging. So all this like cheese and stuff, like they'll always be the meta. But like at the end of the day, the game is about like it's about like predicting what your opponent can do. Like if someone that doesn't know what to do and tries to 5-out you, and you know what you're doing, you're just gonna get in their way and you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna pinch at certain things.
Yeah.
So like 5-out itself will never be stopped. But I mean, in terms of the meta, like the way people are playing lanes and stuff, I think that if we saw Crimez win a 250k, I think that changes everything.
Yeah,
because he potentially could have.
Yeah.
If we see Crimez post hooking his way to 250k,
yeah.
If we saw even Zeb play Splash,
yeah,
Zeb nearly beat Honest, and all Zeb did was post hook.
Yeah. That was a hell of a run.
Like if we saw him play against Splash, and I think he would have ran Splash somewhat close. I still think Splash wins, but I think it's like a 15-point game because of the post hooks.
Yeah.
And I think even Zeb, if Zeb had someone on Xbox had played like that against Ty, they would have ran Ty close as well, post hooking them.
Yeah. Well, you showed us. You showed us a couple of days
apparently
ago.
Unlimited's gone. Apparently Unlimited on current gen is just turned into a post hook fest now.
I haven't. What do you? Whoa! I didn't really tell about it.
There are a few.
People keep messaging me saying that I've ruined Unlimited.
Oh, people are picking. You've ruined it.
DBG, I'm gonna send you a very long message. I'm gonna send you a very long message if I run into somebody post hooking me today. Very long message.
But I mean, that's what you do when you don't play the game. I have played less than, if you take out my 250k run, I have played less than 10 games all calendar year of current gen, and I challenged Ty. So what else was I gonna do? I knew how to center. I still knew how to center.
Yeah, highest IQ player in history. That was for sure.
Like this, right? You hold it like this, right?
No, finger over the.
No,
like
not anymore. Not anymore.
Don't work anymore.
The claw was this. Claw was this.
Like the
2 hands. But no, I center. You can just center with the thumb. It's really easy to center.
All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up. DBG, listen, we really appreciate you coming on. Not only this time, but last time as well. You know, you really sort of supported us. You've been really helpful to me personally with all the YouTube stuff and streaming, the advice. I think you're, vital to the community. And yeah, it's an honor every time we get you. I can listen to you talk for hours, to be honest. I got one final question before you go. What's your prediction for the game today?
If we better beat Chelsea. We can't lose 3 in a row.
Yeah. I mean,
we haven't lost 3 in a row under Bielsa. We're not losing 3 in a row. We're winning today.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Leeds today. I can't stand Chelsea, to be fair. But yeah, thank you, man. I hope you enjoyed it. We definitely want to get you on again.
No problem. It was good to be on. Anyway, see you.
Awesome.
Enjoy the rest of the stream.
Thanks, guys. Right, guys, how awesome was that? DBG on the podcast again. Second time he's done it. Like, shout out to DBG, man. Like, he's really, really backed this podcast. Like I just said to him, he's been helping me out as well in the background, like streaming and YouTubing and all of that stuff. Like, what a selfless guy, man. Like, it's really, really cool what he's been doing for us. I've got a really cool idea as well coming up, which we're going to get DBG involved in as well. We're going to do a video completely out of left field, like outside of the podcast, but it's going to be largely based around him and what he's doing. So it's going to be fun. How did you guys find that?
Yeah, he's just he is, to me, obviously Ty is the MyTeam champ, but the GOAT of MyTeam is DBG. He's the one that has like carried this whole game mode for so long.
Yeah, literally
stuck with it and actually try to improve it all the time. I'm sure, as he said, he talks to devs a lot, almost every week. So yeah, he's genuinely here for us. You know what I mean? Like trying to improve the game. So like, yeah, he's the GOAT to me in terms of what he does for the community.
I mean, I could literally just listen to him talk about the game for hours. We did that. That's the longest we've ever gone with a guest. Like that was epic. There's actually like 5 or 6 things we didn't even have enough time to cover. Leeds are playing now, so you had to jump off to basically go watch that game. Or I think this would have gone 3 hours probably, quite easily. There's some stuff we didn't cover, but maybe we'll cover that stuff anyway. So, guys, bringing it back round, I want to talk to you guys about Cedric Maxwell, because Jaquel got him on my account a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't use him. Basically, I was like, I wasn't too fast. I'd heard things about the card. I was like, I'm not really that fast. I'm not really that excited about using him. And then I used him a few days ago, and oh my God, that card. Like, he is a beast. That release
he really
is about as quick as it gets. Like, the first time I greened the shop with him, I was like, why have I not been using this card? Like, might be the best unlimited reward ever in terms of the actual quality of the card.
Because you keep using Larry Johnson, that's why you didn't use that card.
Now he runs a 4.
He can't play the 3.
Yeah, he's a beast at the 4. Like he is a really good card. Like, not many people talking about him. Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah. He's just been lost in the source. It's all, the MJ.
It's a lot of good cards,
T-Max. It's just weird.
Especially
but he is amazing. Yeah, he's amazing though. He really
2 in the
is.
3 spots, it's starting to get a little oversaturated. Well, let me not say oversaturated. There's just a lot of options in 2 and 3, so you can go whatever which way. Especially with the new release of Scottie Pippen. I was kind of hoping they made him a 3 and a 4, even though he never really played that position in the league. But it's still a good card though.
His release is on quick now, isn't it, Pippin's? But they still got that hitch in his release.
Still got the hitch.
It's usable though. It's definitely usable.
Yeah,
great.
Speaking of Cedric, guys, 2K this year again is very rare. Usually this segment we just destroy 2K, don't we, for half an hour. We probably will end up getting there, I'm sure. But there is no denying this has been the best 2K ever for free cards. Like, no denying
100%.
it. Whether you've heard of the players or not, the cards have been absolutely goated. And honestly, guys, I am struggling because I'm getting pretty much all the reward cards. I've missed 2 reward cards over the last 3 seasons. Both of them were the Ascension board. So Connie Hawkins, was it? And Adrian Dentley. They're the 2 I've missed, and neither of those were within my control. And I have zero reason right now to spend any money or even MT.
Yeah.
I go to the auction house and I'm like, I don't know who to buy. Like, it just feels like a luxury at this point. I mean, I'm going to have West unsold by the end of today. I'm going to have D-Rob probably within 3 days. I'm going to have Brandon Roy. I'm going to have John Wall. I've already got Dishinger, Kawhi, Donald, Cedric, Mikhail. Like, it's just ridiculous. Do you need to spend a penny or even MT right now to be competitive in this game?
At this point in the game, no. You don't really need to spend a penny to be good. Like, you could, like, if I could name a perfect lineup right now for somebody who's just, let's say, hypothetically speaking, they got a reward card.
Yeah.
Don Ol at the 1, Terry at the 2, Cedric at the 3, Antoine at the 4, Mikhail at the 5, and on the bench, or even if you want to do up-to-date cards, John Wall at the 1, Brandon Roy at the 2, Cedric at the 3, Wes Unseld at the 4, Mikhail at the 5. Then off the bench, you could have a.
You haven't even mentioned D-Rob yet.
D-Rob. Okay, so let's say D-Rob at the 5. D-Rob at the 5. It's different. It's many different ways it could go, and they could all too. So,
and even the kind of fringe cards they're releasing, that Ray Allen, Is it D'Angelo Russell that you ran gameplay on?
Yeah, D'Lo is amazing.
Jazz wasn't too happy about that. He wasn't too happy that you're running D'Angelo Russell and what's his name?
Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love about everything that just happened? You had the opportunity to pick any point guard, and you picked two. You picked John Wall and Donald, and neither of them were Westbrook. I'm just going to point that out. Even
I mean,
hey, yeah, that's what.
Like we said, there's
like,
many options. I didn't even get to my bench though.
Hey, we don't want people to use Russ because he's using one of the best cards in the game. So you know.
Yeah, you are. You're starting Russell over him, right?
Yeah. I will use. I was using Russ before the updated jump shot. Like I'll still use him on the bench.
The updated jump shot is just a plus for Jaquel at this point. It's a plus for Jaquel and a negative for his opponents.
Yeah, I mean they've killed it. Even like these exchange rules, you know, get messed up. But Fournier is a great card. You know, you got Rubio. You got Rubio.
Love him. I can't even use him anymore now. It's not even like he's bad. It's like I mean I could honestly just change out whether I want to use him, Westbrook, or Don. Or it's like I have a lot of point guards. So like point guards, I'm set right now. Point guards.
Yeah.
So the reason I bring this, there's two questions really behind this. The first question is like with unlimited or even limited, right? I've got this kind of reverse reaction to what I should be having. As soon as I see someone load in with a Zion or an MJ, just a card that's sort of 400-500k plus, I know I'm going to win that game. That's where I'm at now. Yeah.
Because most sweat players aren't going to buy those players. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Most sweats. That's more people who just really want those cards. They look cool and they think it's going to help them. But most sweats will just whip your ass with West Unsealed.
Yeah. They're not going to need to buy a Zion.
Yeah.
I mean, West is better, arguably better anyway. But anyway, let's move on. So the second part of that is that all going to come to an end now? So we've had this kind of 6 months now where free cards have been the dominant cards in the game. Now they've started releasing Dark Matters, these OP promos, 3 million MT lock-ins for a coach. Is the kind of best 6 months of no money spent about to come to an end, and we're about to go into full money mode? 250k's over. Current gen's probably being written off now. What do you think?
Maybe, but
Maybe not.
They might just keep it up still quite a bit, but yeah, there's definitely going to be cards that like you're really going to want that you have to buy. Yeah. But yeah, by the way they're going, they've really stepped it up this year, so probably not.
As the GOAT cards, like as the top tier cards get better, so does the budget cards. So you know, either way. Because if you compare, let's see, Rudy Fernandez came out. Who was the headline card? I think that was Jimmy Butler, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think they just have to keep it as long as you can be competitive, but really it's more can you have fun on the game? Like that's all that matters with these cards that keep coming. As long as there's still a budget option where you can enjoy the game and have some fun, then I think they're gonna do that well this year. They did it all right last year, but they're gonna probably do a lot better this year.
Yeah, I mean, I realized I kind of tactically downgraded my squad, right? Like, you know, I knew I had players coming in. I knew I was about to pick up Wes. I knew I was about to pick up Roy. Probably going to get John Wall and probably going to get D-Rom. So I started getting ahead of it. So I sold Hakeem. I sold Lonzo, a few other players. And I hadn't really run that Donald either, really, like since I got him. And he's running back up to Luca now. But I mean, I don't know if you guys saw on stream. Like, even my last video, I don't miss with Donald. I actually prefer him as a PG.
Derrick Rose would be good for you then. I'm not saying get Derrick Rose, but like since it's the same release, you would definitely like you would have a ball with Derrick Rose. You would have a ball with him.
It's just funny that I picked up Luca. I spent like 400 KMT on him, whatever that was, and I had Donald at the time. I just didn't try him, didn't use him. Like these free cards are serious, like seriously good.
Yeah, really.
Cool. All right, let's move on to limited then. So I had another. It wasn't as bad this week. So I got 14 rage quits back to back in an hour and a half. But it took me 14 games to get the ring, which is exactly what happened last season at the Hall of Fame week. Like I played 27 games. I don't know if you remember that. It was easier this week. I did miss the ring twice, and it popped up. I think they do make it a little bit more challenging on the Hall of Fame week. But the big question now, guys, is Hoff badge or Pau Gasol?
Yeah, asking. I have no choice but to get the Hoff badge. I literally, you know, it's crazy. I missed my ring. I actually won that game. I only played 2 games unlimited that week, last week, and I missed my ring.
Right.
So,
your squad was dead, wasn't it?
Always, yeah. Look, you always go for the Hoff badge. You can say whatever, you might get a terrible Hoff badge, but that's cool. Like, just like Russ, they pretty much brought out a same version as that Russ already. There's going to be another Pau Gasol real fast too.
Yeah.
Like, you already know it. So why not just take a Hoff badge? So what if you get a crap Hoff badge? You still got a mean chance of getting a range or something like that, like what you really want. So
Do you think Hoff
I
Even
think
Hoff badges are losing value. I
Yeah,
think they're losing
that's the
value
thing.
too. Like everybody's having Hoff range now.
range, but range and stuff is still valuable. Like imagine you could chuck that on your Russ, it changes this whole game. So,
Well, yeah. Oh, well, if you're looking to like just improve your squad, definitely. But in terms of like trying to make MT, I think that's starting to lose this.
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I'm talking about just making players better because, like,
Oh,
are you
hell
really
yeah.
going to use Pau Gasol? That's the thing.
So
You
yeah, I
probably
mean, everyone was waiting on that Giannis, right, to add their range and then make
Hmm.
a million MT, but then the Giannis couldn't get range, so
Yeah.
that kind of threw those plans out the window. That started. In terms of the question, like, is Pau Gasol going to be good? I actually think he will be. I've just got a feeling he's going to be really, really good because they've held back. That's the only reason I think that.
Cat.
Yeah.
What do you think about Cat? Because I feel like he's going to be very similar to Karl Anthony Towns, not in terms of speed, but in terms of stats and
You mean
badges and
Cat
stuff.
and Pau are going to be similar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be
They'll be the
similar.
same. They'll be the same. They'll be
similar.
yeah. They
think
obviously
Pau
can
will be
make Pau
better.
mean. Yeah, they can obviously make Pau better, but like, yeah, I just don't know. Like, we still got to go off the history of the limited. That's all. Like, just don't get the hopes up just because they've done it a little different this season. They're probably
Yeah.
still going to be quite underwhelming.
I mean, if they do mess it, if they've held back and they still mess it up, I mean, that's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah.
That's like deliberate at that point, right? That they're kind of
Yeah.
sabotaging that card.
Yeah, they almost just make it like, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, like the Hoff badge. I know everyone gets, most people just get bad things, but it's like, yeah, I'd still probably just rather that, just the chance of that.
If I get Hoff
be
Showtime,
honest.
it's going on Russ. I don't even care about anybody else getting it. It's
Exactly. That's one of the big things that can make it so cool. You know what I mean?
going. Yeah, like Russ needs it. Russ needs it.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the spotlights? We haven't really discussed it much.
I mean, the rewards are good. It's just too time consuming, and it's like in a season where the days are like shorter, I really don't see myself doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll see, like with progress, like if I make some good progress during this week when I grind XP, let's say I finish this week and I'm like a level 33, 35 around there.
Yeah.
I might make the effort to do spotlights because I think you need like 2-3 days for spotlights.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're grinding non-stop,
Yeah.
it's 50 hours.
See, that's the
Sheesh.
thing. Like, do I really want to do that?
Yeah.
And then I have to put myself in a position to get
Not me.
D-Rob with like 2 days left. And then all right, I just grinded for D-Rob. Now I gotta grind spotlights.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't got time to do that, bro. That's for sure. Like, those cards are not worth it because by the time I do that 50 hours, they're going to be outdated.
Yeah, for
really
me,
are.
it was like it basically came down to 2 days, right? Like basically midweek, I just took 2 days and I started trying to catch up on D-Rob because I was up 60k. I think I was way behind, and then I was like, I'm going to start the spotlights as well, and I wanted to see how far I could get in those couple of days. I'm basically halfway through the spotlights. Like I said, I'm going to get West today, probably. Well, for sure, I'll get West today. And the D-Rob, I'm at like 115k now, so I could probably knock the rest of that out in a couple of days. But I'm at that point now. But I think if I hadn't caught up over those 2 days, I might have written it off. Like at least one of them. I don't know the spotlights as well because the games aren't difficult, to be honest. Even the Hall of Fame games are pretty easy. Like I haven't really sweat so far, and I do enjoy the spotlights as well. I don't know why. I do. It's kind of a change of pace from the usual online sweat and grind.
Yeah. It's still something nice to go for, so I understand. That's just, that's a lot of hours, man.
Yeah.
A lot of hours.
Yeah, it is a lot of hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna focus on getting D-Rob. You know, like I feel like he's good enough. Russ being updated, I'm happy about that. Somebody I can bring back off my bench. Having Juan, Carlos, another good card. Yeah, I just feel like it's too many, you know, and then I'm gonna have Cedric Maxwell, who definitely will be on my team because I'm looking at it. It's getting to a point where either Terry might have to go.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Terry might have to go.
I'm gonna have
As
the
good as he
conversation
is.
of Terry or B-Roy. Really, that's gonna be the conversation. I don't know which one I'm with.
What do you? I mean, I think you go with B-Roy at that point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Team.
Well, I mean the kind of hours you put in, it's not even like you played a lot of games with Terry. I think you definitely stay with B-Roy. He's always good. T-Mac clone.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
T-Mac.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Last question. This is a question from me. So we've been talking a lot about 2K as a company over the last 9 weeks. Pretty much every podcast we've covered 2K and like we keep talking about the fact that we bring something up and they do it. Right? It's happened 3 or 4 times now where we've had an issue, and immediately it seems like they've responded. So I don't know if it's us bringing up the conversation or them actually physically watching this. Obviously, we have guests on that are going to draw eyes, right? So there is every possibility that they are seeing this.
Right.
With the way that they're responding to issues, do you think they're becoming more in tune with the MyTeam community, what they want?
I would say so. I would say so. Definitely. I think they're definitely listening somewhat. Yeah.
I think the podcast
stuff like this will help. Yeah.
Like a year from now, we'll like, I don't know, I know we'll definitely be like super elevated. Like this podcast is going to be doing great things. But I feel like the podcast is definitely a start in the right direction, kind of shedding light on things. And it's like, we don't pull any punches when it comes to 2K. We don't pull any punches. And when we say it's a bad game, of course we enjoy playing it. Like the game does have some good things to it, but it's like, we're not doing it to just trash the game, just to trash it. It's like we want to actually
they're facts.
The game. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I feel like in the long run, like this podcast is definitely going to shine light on that. And, once again, kudos to Jazz for bringing us in on this opportunity, and like this, it's a great idea. It's like it's one of a kind. It's different. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something the community needed, and it's so surprising how my team's been out for like since 13, right? For this is like 8 years, and it's like 8 years later, it's finally a podcast for it. It just shows you like how creative Jazz is, and like it's what we needed, man. It's about time, especially with everything going on. The way 250 turned out with the viewership, it's definitely like what other time to change than now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Right time, man.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, Josh. By the way, I think the separation is like passion and enjoyment, right? And I think there's a lot of people that have a passion for the game, right? Us three are 3 of those people, and every guest that we have on each week has a passion for the game, and anyone who leaves a comment on this video likely has a passion for the game. But the enjoyment is the question, right? And that's where 2K have just slipped, I think, again and again and again. Whether it's feeling underwhelming because the reward wasn't what we wanted it to be, whether it's gameplay issues that don't get patched, whether it's the auction house that crashes and they do nothing to compensate people, whether it's pushing gambling and all of these different things. Like, despite all of that, there is a feeling over the last month or so that they are starting to tune in to what the community is saying. There's just step-by-step reactions, slightly different things. Like we just spoke about the fact that they updated Westbrook. Okay, it was late, right? But we also spoke about the fact that, they should hold back on the stats and everything about the cards, and they did that a week later. That we spoke about the XP grinds being too difficult, and they basically made it easier, right? In the last month. I mean, do you guys actually think that 2K are finally going to put in the effort to this game mode to make this ultimately not something people are passionate about, but something that people enjoy?
I think so. I definitely do.
Yeah.
I feel like NBA Live has been in the shadows a little too long. And I don't know, like the people they brought over there and the type of work they're putting in, I feel like they're gonna like force 2K's hand. And this is something that 2K needs. So I feel like they're trying to kind of start that right now. Cause like definitely 21 in terms of content was really just great year. No complaints. I have no complaints about the content this year. Yeah. I mean, the gameplay is gonna be stuff that we obviously are. You know what I feel like it is? Like the gameplay is always going to be something with the gameplay. Like DBG made some really good points about like 5 outing is going to be here, zigzagging. It's just like certain things. It's a video game. I think that's something we also got to remember. But I definitely feel like, I think they probably know that NBA Live is going to try to come in 22 with something like that's going to be able to rival 2K. So they definitely going to have to start making these adjustments from now and start actually listening to the community. I feel like that's the point we're at right now.
Yeah.
I think they are learning. They are learning a lot more. I guess they're probably noticing now that there's really a community, you know what I mean? With the whole following behind Tyver's Splash, they kind of proved that there is a real community here and that like they have something. I don't really think they really noticed it like that. And that's why the 250K has been so like down the last few years.
I think there's two things happening simultaneously, right, in the community. I think one side of it, you've got your DBGs, your ties, people like that are just elevating the game mode, right? But they've been doing that for years. But even they're breaking records. DBG's posting is having more views than he has done in years and things like that. So there is it's kind of all focusing on a handful of people, right, who are just lifting the game up. But then on the other side, you've got people who are abandoning this game in masses, right?
Yeah.
So I think the fan base is kind of getting smaller, which is what's causing 2K to react. But then there's also this one area that even though that fan base is getting smaller, that smaller fan base is like hardcore about the game, right?
Yeah.
Like super passionate, and they're elevating the game, right? They're doing things like the streams that they're doing. They're promoting 250K. They're addressing every card and every issue that comes out in the game. I think the combination of both of those things is driving 2K to listen, right? That the community is elevating the game on their own without any of their input. And then the other side of it is they need to bring these guys back around who are leaving the game in droves.
100%, because they will have people watching everything, bro. The analytics, how many views are we getting in the last month or whatever. Like, they'll be watching that kind of stuff and seeing a lot of like the big ones falling off and taking off. Like, they'll realize that they're getting hurt. Their pockets are getting hurt. So what's the best way to fix that? You actually really
hit them where it hurt.
Like, you really come into the community and find out what people actually want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're entering peak time now for 2K, right? Over the next couple of months. We always, in May, June, like views go through the roof on YouTube. People spend more money than ever. All these different things, and I feel like they're, like you said, it's for money really. That they've just clicked back in. They've just tuned in again and gone, right, we need to recover this in 2 months, or we're going to lose a lot of money over the next 4 months.
The big sales still coming. Like, there's still a lot to come, bro. Like, the game's going to be popping in probably 2 months, like really popping. So
I agree.
They've just got to have the right changes probably for the newbies to come on, and it might be a lot better. Start getting some of their money back.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. I think we've done more than enough time. I think we've covered everything we possibly cover. As always, guys, we have 2 streams again this week. On Monday, we'll be streaming 6 p.m. Eastern. Link is in the description. Come join us, react to the podcast. Let us know what you thought of DBG and everything that we've discussed. Let us know what you think of where 2K are at right now, what we're expecting, and all the other things. Thank you to everyone who contributed with comments and stuff last week. Again, we got over 100 comments. Drop a comment now. Let us know what you think. Jaquel and Josh's descriptions on the screen.
Also,
info's
guys,
on the screen and in the description.
We will be starting a TikTok page that you guys can definitely check out the highlights from the podcast. Just to give you guys some hype. The name of the TikTok is OurTeam Podcast, so be sure to drop that a follow. I will be posting highlights of this from like all of our past guests and current guests. Anybody recent. So definitely be sure to check that out.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. As I said, stream on Monday. We'll be streaming on Friday as well to announce a guest for next week. We've got a new guest on next week. It's someone I've been chasing for a long, long time. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, from the guys and myself, until next time, thanks for watching, guys.